Happy Thursday, everybody. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Thursday morning here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. I'm so happy to have you here with me, learning to code, learning something new, growing, being the best we can be in that moment. You know how it be. Dramulks over here with all those flexes. I love that little self-portrait you made of yourself there in the chat, my friend. Looking good, looking good. Have you been working out? Have you been working out? Cause man, those muscles, so many muscles. Crypto Racer, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm not sure what time it is for you. I was gonna say good morning, but perhaps I'm wrong. Good morning from me to you though, Crypto Racer. Happy to have you here. Devro also. Captain Devro says hello. Well, hello to you, Devro. How are you on this beautiful Wednesday? I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. What are we working on, folks? Why is the captain here today? What are we doing? Well, we are working on our very own programming language, DiceLang++. Yesterday, off stream, I was trying to get things working. I had to go out and officially define this grammar. I had to finally... did I say happy Wednesday? Happy Thursday! Oh my goodness, I'm already off by one error. Slice and dice lang. That's right, Grandma. So we're gonna use this language. We're gonna slice it. We're gonna dice it. We're gonna chop it up. Put it in a little bowl. Have it cover it with a little bit of dressing. It's gonna be good. We are almost turn complete, but let me show you what we got so far. Let me show you McNets. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Welcome back, McNets. I don't know why I had to say it that way. I apologize. Look, McNets, I'm sorry that I don't know how to be human. 50 points to you for having to suffer through that moment with me. I appreciate you. If you have to leave, I understand. But hi, McNets. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So here's, let's see, do I have a, what color, mode? What mode would work? Can I do a Haskell mode? I don't have a Haskell mode. Do I have no camel mode? Let's install I want syntax on this, but we have a language that works like this now. Practical NPC, so nice to see you, my friend. Good morning to you too. Welcome aboard. Welcome back to the Academy. Let's see, can I get a Haskell mode? Because Haskell will highlight, I think, the way I want. Install language support. Let's see if this breaks everything, folks. We've got the Dark Man here. Dark Man, thank you so much for sharing your trailer with us yesterday. That trailer looked incredible, my friend. Yo, how's it going? Happy Thursday. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Well, let me do Haskell mode now. Haskell. There we go. So we get some... No, I don't care. We'll get some syntax highlighting here built in for my language. So we're gonna do this type of syntax. So this is a little program, the dice notation language, simple.die. That's how we're gonna notate our languages. Miss Robot with that magic kitty. You know, we got that magic kitty down there in the chat. Thank you so much for the magic kitty, my friend. That warms my heart. It warms my heart. But Miss Robot, how are you on this beautiful Thursday, my friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. But this is sort of what we have so far. We implemented let expressions yesterday. We have lets, ifs. We're not Turing complete yet, but I can run this program. DiceLang Captain Coder. CaptainCoder.dicelang.repl. So I added support so we can run the language. We haven't added in functions yet, but the main idea with this language is we have dice notation built into the language. So there's arithmetic. This here represents rolling 3 6-sided dice, and this represents rolling 3 6-sided dice as well. And so we can do something like this, .NET run. If we run this program, we have an X, we have a Y, and we check. We're gonna get 1, 2, or 3. 1 will be if X wins, 2 will be if Y wins, and 3 will be a tie. We don't have support for strings in this language yet. I don't know if that we'll get there, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we got. But if I go here and I can do run, and then I can give it my simple die program, I'll get the output of this program. So it can interpret, run it. Oh, it's got to recompile, so it's going to take it a second here. Non-nullable type, interesting. So I got a 1 that time, which means X was higher. there's not, so it's interesting because, you know, right now the language only supports, essentially we have integer types, we have Boolean types. Can you do any sided die? You have to do at least one side, but yeah, I could do 250, 250 sided dice. I could also, you have to have at least one on this side too. But yeah, 250 sided dice. Let's see what we get back. It'd be interesting here. So I only support integer types, so it's a little hard to tell what the number was, but I could output X here because it certainly will be bigger. But like if we run this, we'll get the output. Also, I have a little REPL, but the REPL itself isn't that great. So I got 5,515 on that roll. Roll it again. But we have a little language we can do to interpret it that way, 6,786. So next, what I want to add today. So what are we doing today? Excellent question. Thank you so much for asking. What are we doing today? Well, we want to add in, we want to implement DiceLang++. We want to get to Turing completeness. Turing completeness means that we would be able to write pretty much any program that any other language could do as far as like a computational complexity goes. And so to do that, all that we really have to do is add in functions and function applications. In academic papers, this is usually called an introduction and elimination. Introduction is like you introduce a chunk of code. Elimination is you eliminate that chunk of code. So application is often called elimination. If you've ever, you probably will never see the very, very confusing terms, but in academic papers, that's sort of what we call it. But we're gonna add in functions today. First, we got to add it to our language grammar. I finally went out and wrote out the whole language grammar while I was debugging yesterday. So this is the whole language grammar. So it's not that interesting to look at, but this is our language grammar. Moon is here. Moon wants a riddle. All right. Moon wants a riddle. I don't have a riddle command, but maybe I can come up with a riddle. G with the raid, G, welcome aboard, my friend. G, I didn't even know you were streaming, my friend. How long were you, you weren't on earlier when I got on. I didn't see you. But welcome, G, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing to raid the Captain Coder. We appreciate you being here. Mooniz wants me to come up with a riddle, so give me a second. I'm gonna go. I need a book of riddles. Maybe I'll buy a book of riddles. It's a short stream today. Gotcha. All right, let's see here. Best riddles 2023. Here we go. 85 challenging riddles. All right, I got a riddle. What has a neck but no head? All right, there we go. What has a neck but no head? What has a neck but no head, Moon? And no Googling. Nerd Waffle, good morning, my friend. Happy Thursday. How are you on this beautiful day? How are you? I need to know. Nerd Waffle, I can't continue until you tell me how you are. Nerd Waffle, I need to know. A headless man, that's true. A turtleneck, oh, these are all good answers. Pillar? A teapot. Teapot has a neck but no head. These all seem like better answers than the actual answer. The headless man one's a little dark, but that's okay. That's also true. I'm just glad you didn't say my victims, Moon is, because then we might have to have a different conversation. Darkman says a stick. Good guess. These are not the answer that they had. My friend's in the basement. Shh. Mooniz, don't tell anyone. Does your friend have a head? A list. It has a head but no neck. Gotcha. These are all like good answers. All right. Nerd Waffle, I can't continue until I know how you are, though. Are you doing well? I hope you're doing well. Maybe I just want to know if you're having a beautiful Thursday like I am. Any day I can wake up and code. I'm great, you say. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear. I'm doing fantastic. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day. Look, Kia Gamer says a hammer. A hammer. That's a good answer, too. These are all fantastic answers. I did not come up with this one. None of these are the answer to the answer that the website that I Googled it come from. Good morning. Yeah, G, I'm so glad you're here. I hope your recovery is going well. We are in the process of writing out functions in our language. So here's how I want to do functions. Dramulks, Welcome to lurk mode, my friend. We know you have many places you can lurk on Twitch, and we appreciate you lurking here. Mooney says, ask ChatGPT what has a neck but no head. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need to know. Chat. Am I logged in on this browser? Hang on, it might pop up something weird. I wish it when it, oh, there we go. Clear conversations. I don't want it to show all my past conversations on stream. I need to, oh, it has, oh, that's scary. Let me, one sec. I don't know, everyone already knows my real name. Can I not, do I have to log in? Here, let's see if we can log in with my Captain Coder account. My human account. I've heard this one before, but I can't remember the answer. Captain Coder wants me to put in a birth date. All right, April. All right, we're putting in my birthday, folks. April. Where are you? Come on, let me do this. April 1st, 1987. Verify my phone number. This is too much. All right, we'll do it. Hang on, give me a second. This is frustrating. All right, we'll have to ask ChatGPT another time because I don't want to deal with that, setting that up right now. Good question. Someone quick, ask ChatGPT what is ChatGPT thing. ChatGPT might be PG-13, so you do this offline first. Yes, good idea. I'll have to do it in a different web browser. And something stupid like a finger. It's a bottle. Crypto Racer with the answer. Crypto Racer, how'd you get so smart? 50 points to you, my friend. Look, 50 points on 500 points to you. 550 points plus 500. Is the answer a bottle? It was Nerd Waffle, but you're too late. You're too late. Crypto Racer has won. Congratulations, Crypto Racer. You are a genius. A genius. I know the answer. It's a bottle. Exactly, Moonus. Exactly. Folks, in case anyone doesn't know, real quick before we get going, giveaway. Before we get going, I just want to remind people, if you haven't yet signed up for it, that we're doing a giveaway. You can win yourself your very own Captain Coder hologram. These are brought to us. This is brought to us. All this swag. Look, all this delicious, beautiful swag. Look at this hologram. Brought to us by the incredible. If you want it just one color, you do it. You get a remote, comes with it. It has all the settings you need. Too bright, turn that down. Not bright enough, turn it up. Look, this Captain Coder holographic desk piece, donated by our very, very own MMO Pug, and you could get it. You could win it. It's the only way to get it is to enter to win. Enter to win the giveaway. Click the little button, and then you're good to go. Laser engraved. It is literally lit. That's correct, Mooniz. But don't forget to get in that giveaway on Saturday. 2 days from now. In 2 days, it's going to be doing it. That said, folks, I want to try out another giveaway. Let's see, where did it go? I installed another tool here. Let's try this. Let's see if it'll log in. I've got this new tool for doing giveaways live on Twitch that I've been wanting to try. I want to try. I wish I had a remote that could make me brighter. That's okay. It's called a book, Nerd Waffle. It's called a book. Okay. All right, folks. We are going to do a quick giveaway for the people that are here right now. The exclusive to you. Where did they go? Hang on, folks. Bear with me just for a minute. We're going to do a giveaway. I got to show you what we're giving away. I know I'm wandering around the room. Hang on. Let me switch views, and then my camera will hopefully follow me around so you can see me floundering around about in this room. Here we go. Here they are. We're gonna be giving away, not a hologram. We're gonna be giving away though. You could win yourself your very own pair of Captain Coder socks today, right now. We're gonna do this live. Quick. If you want to get in on this, let's see. All you gotta type is exclamation point socks. Exclamation point socks to enter. Let's see if this works. Socks. Try it. We're gonna see if we can do it. Socks. It's not working. Oh, hang on. I'm not connected to chat. All right, try it now. There we go. Crypto Racer's in. And while we're doing that, Dark Firefox 90. I wanna thank you for following me. Yeah, yeah, we've got Dark Firefox 90, and you're welcome to the crew. Yeah, yeah, if you want to win some socks, just enter exclamation point socks, and I will ship it to the winner, wherever you might be. All you ever wanted was a pair of Captain Coder socks? Then all you gotta do, Practical NPC is already in. All right, folks, all you gotta do is exclamation point socks, get entered in. I will ship you your very own pair, Captain Coder socks, folks. Look, Captain Coder socks. All you gotta do is type in exclamation point sock for your chance to win right now. And I will ship it anywhere that the United States Postal Service will let me ship it. So don't worry if you're not in the US, no problem. No problem, just exclamation point socks. Can I ship to Syria? Probably. I suspect so. Let's Google it. Can I ship to Syria from USA? Yes, I can. I can ship to Syria. Exclamation point socks, folks. Exclamation point socks to get in. Brings me back to compilers class. Yes, we're making our very own programming language, Dark Firefox. Welcome aboard. If you want to get you came in at just right time. You want your own pair of Captain Coder socks? All you got to do is type in exclamation point socks, folks. Then we're gonna hop back into making our very own DiceLang++. All right, folks. We're gonna hop in here. Don't forget to enter exclamation point socks to enter. We're gonna leave this running just for a little bit. And then we're gonna do it. But what I want to do first, what do we want to get done today? I want to add function applications to our grammar. So here's our language grammar. Function, so there's two things you gotta remember with functions. You have your function definition. So up here I define a function. Let's we'll call it roll equals, and we'll do function. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh, what should my argument be here? This is so interesting. I might do X, and I'm gonna do a forward arrow like this. And roll's the wrong number. We'll call this add 1. This will be X plus 1 in. So this is our syntax for a function definition. So you have your definitions for functions, and then later on in your program, you need to do add 1 of a number here. So like 7, right? So we need to do our function definition, and then we need to have our, and I'm not sure I'm gonna do it this way with parentheses, I'm not 100% sure. I might just do it function X like this, and then you would have add 1, 7 like this. It's just, those parentheses will make the parser a little bit easier, folks. But yeah, that's right, fun C goes to TION exactly. But we're gonna do a function definition, and then a function application. So there's two things we have to add to our language. Okay, so down here, I'm gonna create a func def expression, and this is gonna be our fun followed by ID, forward arrow, and then expr. So this one will be an ID, and this one will be an expr. So this will create a function value. That's the other thing, is this will turn into a function value. And we have our func app, which is our application, func apply. And then this is gonna be an ID parenthesis arg, like this. And we're gonna make it so we're only gonna support, for now, we're only gonna support functions with a single argument. And we'll see later. It turns out that we can do something called currying that'll let us do it a little bit more than that. But these are the two things we're gonna add to our language. When it says, I like using fun instead of func, because then you can say stupid things like there's no Y in fun, or what is the fun of X exactly. Func Def sounds like a funk house music group. Yeah, Funk Def in the house, let's go. All right, folks, so we got that language grammar added here. Language grammar added. I wanted to have something easy, so added functions and applications to our grammar. Boom! Wanted to cross something off right away. And for being here to witness that, folks, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna give everyone here, don't forget, exclamation point socks. Get in on this. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna run this here in just a moment, folks. Exclamation point socks. We're gonna add points. We just finished one, 50 points to everyone. All 19 of you beautiful people. You beautiful people. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Is it? Look, attention. Attention all lurkers. Now is your last chance to enter to win your very own pair of Captain Coder socks. Exclamation point socks, folks. We're almost there. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. 9 seconds. 7 people, including me. Look, if I win, that's going to be exciting. If I win, that's exciting. Here we go. Let's start it. Super awesome giveaway time. We're gonna see who wins some socks. Here it goes. Here we go. Oh boy, oh. Oh boy, oh. Let's see if I win, that's gonna be, that's Nerd Waffle, congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Rigged. I don't even think, did you even enter Moonness? Congratulations, Nerd Waffle. I didn't think you did. All right. And now the program broke. So there we go. It worked once. That's all we really needed it to do. We only needed it to work once. Nerd Waffle, all on the Discord, just DM me. I think you're on Discord. If you're not on Discord, you feel free to join. You just got to send me a DM. He broke the program. Nerdwaffle, send me a DM, my friend. I just need your shipping address so that I can ship it out to you. I'll be shipping these out next week, next Wednesday when I ship all my other giveaways out. But I just need your address. So thank you guys so much for helping me test it. I'm glad it worked. It worked pretty well, and then it broke, but that's okay. I just have to be able to do it once. All right, but we got functions added to our grammar. So now let's add that as we're gonna actually do something more now. Let's go ahead and add those in. All right, so we want to come over to our actual language definition. Simple.die, sure, we can save that. Close others. Let's open up let's create a new thing. We're gonna copy in our expressions. These are our expressions. We're gonna need a value expression. Values. All right, so we have an int value, we have a bool value. We actually need to have a func value. All right, so we have a func value.cs. All right, we're gonna call it a func value. All right, so it's an I expression, it's an I value. It cannot be turned to an int, it cannot be turned to a bool. And we probably need to have in our I value something that lets us do a to func, but we'll find out in a moment. Our func needs to have a label. No, it doesn't have a label. There is no label. It has a string arg. So it has a string parameter ID. And then it has an expression, an I expression, which is the body expert. So we have the parameter that's coming in and then the body expression. So that's the basics of our function. We require an argument. You can't have a function without an argument. You have to have at least one argument, and then you have to have a body. And we might make it so it'd be really easy to have make one without an argument, just like an ignored argument. All right, but this parameter, okay. All right, that seems reasonable. And the pretty print on it is going to, not the substitute. Substitute's not going to work. Substitution's interesting because we shouldn't. That's interesting. Yeah, we do actually substitute in, but there's something tricky we have to do with the parameter here, where if the parameter is the same as the incoming label, we ignore it. That's right, Mooniz. When you wear the socks, you gain +4 coding intelligence, guaranteed up to 4% increase in your coding ability. G says, anyway, I should go do lunch and break, so I will lurk a bit. Welcome to lurk mode, G. I appreciate you being here. Enjoy your lunch, my friend. If you know you're welcome back anytime. Pretty print. is going to be the following. So when we pretty print this thing, it's going to be fun, and then parameter ID goes to, and then we're going to pretty print our body exper dot toString. Like that. I think that's what we'll do. Body exper dot toString. Oh, it's saying that this is implicit. I don't need that. Oh no, dot pretty print. That's what I want. Pretty print. Ooh, my expressions don't have a pretty print. That's interesting. So I might just say it's a function, and then, ooh, I should probably come up with a pretty print for my expressions. But for now, I suppose I can just say that it's a function like this, and not have a body. So I'm gonna put a to-do note here. To-do might consider adding pretty print to iExpression. Yeah, we don't have pretty prints on iExpressions, which I don't think would be that hard to implement. But we can't convert it to an int, we can't convert it to a bool. I suspect we'll want to have a toFunc. Maybe not, because that would be just an expression. Okay, but when we evaluate, evaluation is interesting. Because you can't, when you evaluate, you get back a function value. So we have to actually add in a func value. It just returns this. Okay, perfect. Just returns this. But the func value itself, all right, so we have a func value. The apply will pull this out. Okay, all right, my brain, I'm getting there. So we have our func value. Evaluating a function just says, oh, by the way, I'm a function. It doesn't apply the function. All right, so this is our function def. Okay, and then we need our apply. All right, so we got to add in an apply. So public record apply func. This should be a function ID. It's an ID, and then you put an ID here as well, actually. No. This is an expression. This is an expression which can be an ID. So we pass an expression into it. Yeah. So our func, our apply func has two arguments. The first one is an expression, so an I expression, and this should evaluate to a func expression. It should evaluate down to a func value, and if it doesn't, then we're sad. And then I expression arg exper. So those are the two things that we have for this, and this is going to be an I expression, and we can just implement this now. Implement the interface. So the evaluation is going to work a lot like our let expression, except we're not going. So it's going to work a lot like our let expression. Let me think about this real quick. Our let expression, let's look at it real quick, because the substitution, we're doing substitution rather than caching, so it's not the most efficient way to implement an interpreter, but it's a pretty straightforward way to implement an interpreter, and it will work as a good basis if you want to swap it out to a cache. So we don't have like an environment, there's no environment variables. It's all substitution. It's a purely functional language at this point, minus the randomness, which makes it not purely functional, but there are no side effects outside of that. Evaluate. First, we need to evaluate the function expression and make sure it's an expression. So we'll do I value func is equal to func exper.to.evaluate. Okay. Then we need to turn it into a yeah, that's interesting. Then we need to turn it into a so I think we need a toFunction, but toFunction should be a func value. I really think we want to do the following. We say if func is not if func is func value. We'll call this value, func value. So if it is a func value, you can actually do something. Otherwise, we throw an exception. Can I do an is not here and have this throw new not supported exception? Again, we don't have language level functions, language level errors and exceptions. All right, if I do this, can I do func value down here? I can. All right, so now that I have the func value, I should be able to do a pattern match on it. Not even a pattern match. I can just pull out the parameter ID and the body expression. The body expression. So I'm going to take the body expression. And so I have func body is equal to body func value dot body expression. Okay, so now I can pull out the body like that. I just wanted to make sure I could access that. I need to do a substitution. I need to evaluate the arg. All right, so this is going to be I value. I'm trying to think here. I do want to evaluate that. Oh, that's right. All right. I value argument is equal to argexpr.evaluate. So we evaluate the argument, and then we substitute that argument into the function body. All right, so now our func value dot body expression dot substitute. We're going to substitute in the string label that we want to substitute is our func value dot parameter ID. So this is the ID here. And we're going to substitute everything inside of the body with the evaluation of this argument. And so this is going to give us an I expression to execute. All right, so it's going to substitute that in. And so now we have a function that we can actually execute here. So we can do now we just return to execute.evaluate. Okay, so we take the body, we take the func expression arguments. Yeah, so we take the argument, we evaluate it, and then we substitute that evaluated value into the body of the expression. Func expression.evaluate, hang on. Yeah, so I have to evaluate my func first, yeah. Okay, if it's not a func value, then we basically say not supported, cannot apply non-function expression. And then we'll just display value there. Value is probably fine. Biotest, my game Chimpanzee Chase was deleted in Plastic SCM somehow. Oh well, we need to make another organization. That is really annoying, Bio. It sounds like you've had a lot of trouble with your projects having, is this the first time that's happened? It sounded like something got corrupted before as well. That may have been someone else, but I thought you had talked about corruption previously. I'm sorry to hear that happen. This was your tag game? Okay. But I think this is our evaluate. Substitution is interesting because we want locally scoped variables. So inside of this function, we're basically going to say if the label is equal to, hang on. Actually, substitution just propagates down into this one. All right, so we're going to return a new apply func. The apply function is going to propagate this one. This one I need to do a different thing for substitution here. Actually, we're going to apply. It's going to be a new apply func. And we're just gonna pass in, so our current func expression dot substitute label to sub. So we just propagate that down. This is to arg expression dot substitute to label to sub. So we just propagate that down. So you'll notice the substitution that we're doing by doing substitution, and I'll just return this here. using this syntax. I think it's a little cleaner. Substituting in ends up being linear time. So every time you do a substitution, it like has to recursively go all the way through your program. So you'd get some major performance cleanup if you just have a cached environment table, but there's some complexity with managing what's called static scope and dynamic scope. And we want to do static scope, and you don't have to worry at all with static scoping. Substitution is just sort of inherent. Bio says, first time, and yes, I was talking about it corrupting. It's just that it was another game. Gotcha. I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds horrible. Losing work is never a fun experience. Okay, substitution for a func value. We do substitution as normal, unless we don't want to substitute in if the labels match. We want to allow you to have a label that's the same, but we're not going to substitute it in. So in this case, we're going to say if label is equal to parameter ID, we do nothing. We're just going to return ourselves. Say, look, I don't need a substitute. Otherwise, we return ourselves. We make a copy of our function value with our same parameter ID, but with, oh, this is cool. I'm realizing I can do something smart here. My parameter is the same. I can actually do this with, I forgot about this syntax. Body expression is equal to body expression dot substitute label to sub. So we don't do a substitution with the label if it's the same. So that would sort of be, let me show you an example of that. We don't want X to become 3D6 here. So that's why we don't do this substitution if the labels match, because we want to refer to this X, not this X. And so when we come here to do this application, 7 gets passed in there as the argument. Okay, so let's look at this. At a glance, this is looking pretty good. Let's write some tests here. This is where things start getting a little complicated. So we're going to write a test to make sure that our function values have the correct substitutions. And we haven't written a parser yet, which is fine. The parser might be a little complex. I'm not 100% sure this expression on the right side might be a challenge, especially if I want to be able to do multiple functions inside. So the way you're going to have functions with multiple arguments, it's going to be a function that has a function inside of it, and then you just apply each one. So this is called currying. So we'll do currying when we get there. Let me make the font bigger. Sorry, the font was small because I was working off stream on it. So I apologize about that. So let's hop in here to our testing section. We're gonna do tests. We're gonna just call this a func expression test, and we'll clear out these previous tests. Func expression test like this, and we're gonna come in here. Let's clear out all these tests. Lance says, time appropriate greetings, everyone. How goes? It goes beautifully well, my friend Lance. Lance, you missed it. I tested out the live giveaway feature. Our very own Nerd Waffle won a pair of Captain Coder socks, Lance. Now that I know that the giveaway program kind of works, it crashed at the end. It went off and then it crashed. We'll be able to be doing some more fun giveaways with socks. We'll be doing some more of those though. So if you want to win yourself your very own pair of Captain Coder socks, you just got to stay tuned. Stay tuned for your chance to win. How are you? I'm doing beautifully well, Lance. I'm not sure if I said that, but how are you, my friend? So we're going to test. We're going to do simple func evaluation. All right, so we're gonna do a very, very simple one. This one's just gonna be a fun x goes to x plus 1. That's essentially what I want to do here. And so I can basically should be able to do I expression func is equal to new func value. That's right. So we have a func value here. The parameter label is x. And the expression body should be a new addition expression, new identifier value x, and then a new int value of 1, like this. So we're going to check this out. Let me close my grammar here or pull it over this way so that my screen has a little bit more space on it. Like that. Nicothin says, oh, Captain, my Captain. Nicothin, how are you? I was so excited to see you streaming last night. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer. I go to bed so early. I wish I could catch more, but I'm hoping to catch more later. But Nicothin, happy Thursday. How are you doing? Folks, if you guys don't know, Nicothin, Nick, and let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I keep saying Nicothin. Is that correct? If you're not following Nicothin's doing some Unity development, some game development. How would you describe your stream? Is it mostly a game development stream? Is it like a variety stream? What do you know? Tell the people, give the people what they want. Tell us why we should check you out. But I want to check out some more. But thank you so much for streaming, my friend. Mostly game development. Gotcha. But if you're not following Nicothin, give it a little follow. Click that little clicky. But so happy to have you here, Nicothin. So I have this expression for our func. Okay. And now I want to do an application. Expression apply is going to be a new func. What did I call it? Func value. Apply func expression is probably what I should call it. Apply func expression. Apply func expression. New apply func expression. And so I want to apply it with, so func is the expression on the left. And then I'm going to do a new, and so that the value I'm going to put in is just a new int value 7. Let's do this. And so this here will be the code. So we might have something that's like a let here, but this is essentially that function f with 7 like that. So this should hopefully, if we've implemented this semi-correct, we should expect that apply.evaluate should get us back an int. So let's see here. Assert equal. It should give us back an 8 like that if we apply it. Nick says, I stream my process of my usual game creations. Beautiful. Sometimes I stream while working on non-sensitive commissions as well. Gotcha. That sounds really cool. I would love to see like both of those things. The commission work sounds cool. I've thought about doing that myself. I don't think my clients would be okay with it. I'd have to ask them. Hand so high. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it Han, or is it Han so high? Are you creating a programming language? That's correct. This week, we are creating a programming language. So at Captain Coders Academy, we try and do a new project every week. Sometimes it's every 2 weeks, but this project was suggested to us. So we have a suggested project, was suggested to us by 100 Acres. 100 Acres said, I want to see a coding language. How would you go about creating a coding language? So we're building our own programming language this week, and it might extend into next week. I'm enjoying it very, very much. We're creating a language called DiceLang, DiceLang++ is what I'm calling it. So I created a very simple string extension for C# called DiceLang, but the sort of gimmick of this language is that it supports dice notation as a primitive numeric type. Okay, so you might say let x equals 3d6. This 3d6 here can be, you can put 3d6, you can put, and it's essentially NDN, integer, D integer, anywhere in your program where you could put a number. And this is going to be evaluated as rolling 6 3-sided dice. So I could do x equals 3d6 plus 7 like this. That's the type of thing we can do here. I could even do plus x here. So 3d6 plus x. X would be evaluated to whatever this does. So this will be evaluated once. So the semantics of the language is this will do one set of dice rolls and store the result in X. It won't evaluate it over and over. So that's sort of what I'm doing there. Lance says, that is awesome. Congrats. I'll certainly try to win a pair at some points. I hope so. Doing well, thank you. I decided to bug ChatGPT to see if I can create a simple game using just the prompts and generated code. I found that if I am clear in terms of how I want things to work, it's surprisingly capable so far, even when refactoring or adding functionality. I find it very good at refactoring, and I like to do the refactoring while having unit tests. And so my feelings on ChatGPT is it's really, really good at helping you do a lot of boilerplate stuff or simplify your code. Han says, a streamer was playing TIS 100, which is like a fictional assembly language. I wonder if you can create a language that compiles to that fictional assembly language. We could. That would be really, really cool. I love the Zachtronic games. So TIS 100 is a Zachtronic game. Zachtronic game. Beautiful set. I don't know if anyone here has played many of the Zachtronic games. I've played most of them. I love these games. They're little programming, educational programming games. But TIS 100 is a game about it's like an assembly-based language. Absolutely, I would love it. I would love doing that. That's an interesting project. But yeah, if you haven't checked it out, TIS is a game in which you write TIS, like it's assembly code. It's assembly code. It would be really cool to write a programming language that compiled to it. We're not writing a compiled programming language this time. We are implementing, it's an interpreted language. So writing a compiled language is, I don't want to say harder, but the semantics of the language become a lot more important. So my language, this one here is a functional language. We can get away with having really, really cool, I wouldn't say cool, but syntax for doing functions and stuff like this, doing substitution, because we don't have to translate it to machine code at the end of the day. So we have a little bit more freedom. When you're compiling to machine code, you have to have a way to translate it to like simple machine instructions. This one we can sort of, think we don't have to do that as much. So mine doesn't have a compiler. I think writing a compiler would be a really, really cool exercise as well. Writing a language that can be compiled is a little trickier, but it would be really, really cool. So it turns out writing a compiler for like a very, very simple, not even a simple, compiler for C, the C programming language I've written before. It's not that hard, especially if you're not worried about optimizations. The C programming language was written specifically so that you would know what the assembly code would look like as you were writing it. That was one of the goals. And so maybe someday on stream, I'll write a C compiler from, because the C compilers aren't that hard to implement. We might have like a little twist on the compiler as well. Maybe we'll write a C compiler that has I was gonna say with garbage collection, but garbage collection is also tricky. That would be, so I've written garbage collector as well. But that might be tricky specifically with C. We'd have to implement we might implement like a C, a plus C, instead of C++, we want to do plus C or C+1, in which you have memory management in your C language. That would be interesting. All right, but I wanted to check this test here. Let's run this. We are implementing today, we are adding in functions and function applications to see, we're trying to. And I think we're gonna get there. And once we have this, our language will actually be Turing complete, and then we can start doing cool stuff where we'll have like our core language, and rather than modifying the core language, you just start adding in what's called syntactic sugar. So you have like this layer on top that compiles down to the lower level language, and then you have all the support you need there. All right, so this evaluation worked. I wanna test scope. All right, so we're gonna add in a scope test. So function scope test. Test or static scoping function test. All right, so static scoping says the following. So I could do let x equals 5 in this thing here, let f equals function x. Static scoping says that this x should not be affected by this x. So we're gonna go with this here. So when I do x plus 1, it shouldn't be 5, it should be whatever the argument is in here. Holy cannoli! The dev dad with a huge raid. Did the whoa go off? Did we get a whoa? We need a double whoa here, because that's a huge whoa. Dev dad, welcome aboard, my friend. We have the dev dad raiding us today. Oh, the Dev Dad has brought a bunch of folks. We love you, Dev Dad. Thank you so much, folks. If you don't know the Dev Dad, Dev Dad, Dev Dad, hope you know you're cool. Dev Dad's an absolutely amazing software developer, streamer, and father, folks. He's got the trifecta going on. He's building a productivity app called Embedder in his spare time, and you can watch it all unfold on his stream. What are you waiting for? Click that little heart. Click that little heart. Give him some love, because the Dev Dad's amazing. I feel so bad. I never get to raid you, the Dev Dad, because you're always on before me, and you give me so much love, the Dev Dad. I appreciate you so much. How did your stream end up? Were you able to? I know you're having some issues. I always forget exactly what you're doing. But were you able to solve the problem you're working on there at the end? How did it go? Tell me more. Also, we got some new crew member folks. I want to click the heart. You got to follow him twice. We've got some new crew members that we got to welcome in. Let's see here. Disurgeon, I'd like to say thank you so much for following me today. Oh yeah, welcome to the crew today. Disurgeon, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome to Captain Coders. Welcome aboard. Branded David. And we got it's either Branded David or Brand Dead David, but we're gonna go with Branded David. Branded David. 4 syllables. Let's see here. 4 syllables. Let's see if we can do it. Branded David, you are here today, and I'd like to thank you for following me today. No, we're gonna try again. Branded David, yes, I would like to welcome you to the crew now. Branded David, yes, I thank you for following me. Branded David, my friend, I hope you enjoy your stay today. Branded David, yes, I'd welcome you to the crew. Branded David, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you got that name right. Folks, if I get any of the names incorrect, do not hesitate to correct me. I'd love you to correct me, because I want you to feel welcome here at Captain Coders Academy. So happy to have you aboard. So welcome aboard, Mono. Thank you for being here. If I missed anything in the chat, let me know. The Dev Dad said, where did the Dev Dad say? The Dev Dad, we had a phenomenal stream, solved all problems but one stretch goal. That's awesome. Congratulate Dev Dad for having such a beautiful stream. You know what? That's an incredible accomplishment, the Dev Dad. The Dev Dad. That's 200 points for being such an amazing developer, for streaming to your community, and for all the success you're having. Welcome aboard. Amit says, hello, Captain. When is the good time for applying for a game dev job? I have no idea. That's a great question. I wish I had a better answer. I've never applied for a game dev job. Probably nothing. I don't think there's a bad time to apply for a game dev job. Let me say that. I don't think there's in general, I don't think there's a bad time to apply for a job. If you're applying, especially for a coding job, I used to encourage, when I was working at a startup, I'd encourage my employees. I'd say, hey, there's nothing wrong with I lost my favorite employee this way, actually. I was like, and it made me so sad when they left. I was really upset. I feel really bad. I got really upset, but I hope they'll forgive me for being so upset with them. But I would always, and I hope they're doing excellent. I actually talked to them. I think they're doing awesome. But I always encourage people, saying, hey, you should absolutely always be applying to jobs, because first, applying to coding jobs, like developer jobs, is hard. Getting that practice and just getting comfortable and understanding that process. And you never know, you might apply to a job that you're just applying to, like, go through the process and hear about a culture or a project that's incredibly exciting. Nerdwaffle, I agree with you. Apply and see what happens. Sally the Goose says, how did you implement static scoping? And is it static scoping for both variables and procedures? Yes, so I'm static scoping. The way I'm doing it is I'm doing substitution. So I don't have a environment table. So substitution basically makes it impossible to have dynamic scoping, because it's not possible, essentially, is how it works out. So whenever we see X later, so I have this let X in, I evaluate this, and then I actually do a search and replace for X in my entire program. So it actually replaces the X. The only place it doesn't replace X is inside of the function bodies. So that's how I get static scoping, is that I'm not having an environment table. Amit says, yeah, rejection feels really bad for the first time. Look, getting rejected is okay. You grow and you learn, and don't hesitate. Look, Amit, if you apply to jobs, don't hesitate to ask, how could I have done better on my interview? That is a question you should ask. Say, hey, look, I'm just looking to grow. Don't ask that during the interview, but later on, send an email, say, hey, thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Could you give me some real feedback about how I did? Because I want to improve. That is, when people do that, when people would do that when I was interviewing them, that was super impressive. I'd be like, look, I'm going to find, next time we have an opening, I'm going to invite that person to apply because I know they're trying to get better. And that goes so far. Deb, that's a dad moding engaged. I'll be by later. Enjoy your dadding, my friend. As always, keep coding, keep growing, and be the best. No. You are welcome back anytime. Be the best you can be, Deb. You always do, though. Sally says, so the occurrences after the first declaration of X are replaced everywhere by the func, but in func bodies. Exactly. So basically, when I see X like this, I actually come in and I'll replace it. This evaluates. It doesn't replace it with this code here, but this will evaluate. This might evaluate to like 17. And then 17 gets put in everywhere throughout the rest of the code. 17, 17, 17. So that's how you end up with static scoping. Toxic Toast says, I need to hop off again. Next meeting. Enjoy your meeting. Try not to not enjoy it, but do your best to enjoy it. Enjoy the best you can. As always, you are welcome back anytime, Toxic Toast. Astro says, hello, Captain. How are you? What are you working on? I'm doing fabulous, Astro. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing fantastic. Any day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day, but how are you? We are actually working on our DiceLang++. We are implementing functions today in our language. But yeah, Sally the Goose, it turns out to be really, it's linear time. So it turns out to be slow to do that replace everywhere in your code. And it only works for functional things. So if I don't have variables, it only works because I don't have variables in my language. These are labels, these are constants. And so if I didn't have constants, so if X could change later, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'd need a lookup table, and there's no lookup table in my program right now. That would be something that I might implement later for performance purposes. And you say, oh, here's my language that I know is correct, that doesn't use the sort of improvements, and I can use it as a base. Say, hey, both of these, this program I know is correct. Does the evaluation work the same between these two? So it's a great starting point for doing testing to ensure that your program actually works. But this is just like a simple way to think about it. We also got another crew member, folks, Chairmank. Thank you for following me. Oh yeah, yes, Chairmank. Welcome to the family, my friend. You are now a member of the captain's crew. I don't know what I'd do without you, so welcome, my friend. Welcome today to the crew. Chairmank, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy. Happy to have you here. Astro says, I am good, Captain, just learning Python. Excellent. How are your Python adventures going, by the way? Where are you in your adventure? Happy, and as always, folks, over on the Discord, you can always, I love to hear what people are doing on the Discord. Do not hesitate to post on the Discord. Especially if you have a project to share. I would love to see what you're doing. I love checking out all of your projects. It's amazing. This community is growing and being so awesome. I love you guys so much. And folks, don't forget, I got to do a quick promotion. We're going to hop back into the code. We are doing a giveaway, folks. We are giving away a Captain Coder holographic desk piece here, donated by our very own MMO Puck. All you got to do is hop onto the Discord, click that little reaction button, and it could be yours on Saturday. You don't have to be present to win, but you could win. All right, folks, let's hop back into it. Mono says, hey Cap, I have a unique keyboard question. Is it okay to reach out to you directly on Discord? Of course, Mono. Feel free to reach out on Discord. You can also post on the, if you want more opinions, feel free to post directly in the Discord channel as well. But if you want to DM me, that's also fine. It's good. So we're going to get in here. Learned about multi-threading yesterday, Sally says, and made a small multi-threaded program in C using P threads. Nice. It's so fun to write and benchmark. Threading is super fun. I remember when I first learned about threading, I was like, oh, this is the cool thing ever. And then you realize how dangerous it is to your programs, how hard it is to test. And you're like, all right, I want all the tools to abstract this away for me if possible. Nikithan says, how much does our programming power increase if we have the holographic trophy? That's right, Nikithan. Great, Nikithan. Thank you so much for asking. Did you guys know that if you have a hologram, 50 points for you for asking, if you get yourself this amazing, oops, wrong button, this amazing Captain Coder hologram, folks. This only way to get it is to enter that giveaway. You cannot get this any other way. There's no swag shop that you look at this hologram. Guaranteed, when this thing's on your desk flashing, it gives you extra confidence. It boosts you, guaranteed to give you up to 17% extra coding powers. Increase your coding ability by up to 17%. Somewhere between 0 and 17%. It's guaranteed to give you between 0 and 17%. So don't hesitate to hop on there. Get your own. Nikithan says, I wish you needed multi-threading easier. It does actually a lot of stuff under the hood, I think, to try and optimize things for you. I've been really impressed with it. That said, it's a little bit, multi-threading's tricky. They do have some stuff in there I'd have to check out. I haven't done any real multi-threading with it. Astro says, Captain, I'd love to ask you about the special uses of for loops and nest loops. Would be helpful to see you explain. Of course, yeah. Astro, if you'd like me to see, what I would recommend doing, and maybe I need to make a better channel, is maybe even do in the suggested project or in office hours. Maybe, I don't know if you can post anything in office hours. Here, I'm gonna create a post here. Suggest office hours topics. Post your suggestions here. If you want to see something specific, for now, just add it to this thread, the suggest office hours topics, and I will do my best to talk about them. If you want to see something like in Python or Rust or Haskell or some weird language, feel free to post them here. I always love teaching. I'm a computer science teacher, folks. If you didn't know, I'm a computer science educator, and I love teaching. It's like my passion. It's my passion here. But yeah, I'd love to talk to you about it. ITC, welcome back. Ooh, that's pretty. It is. Look, it could be yours too. ITC, woo me. All you gotta do is go to the giveaways channel and click that ta-da. Click that little reaction. It could be yours. I will ship it anywhere that the United States Postal Service will let me ship it, which is like almost everywhere, almost anywhere. Chairman says sensei. Exactly. Biotest says die. Yeah. So it says die slang. So the extension for our programming language is the die extension. Nikithan says nested loops are very useful for dealing with multi-dimensional arrays. Absolutely. Ken says, I think Revere suggested the uni task patch from GitHub to me once. I'll have to check it out. Naloth, can you make your own language? That's what we're doing right now. That was a suggested project, and that's what we're doing this week. We try and do a new project every week. Sometimes they take 2 weeks. But we're creating a language called Dicelang. Fuel Snabel says Captain Coderling. Exactly. That's what we're going for. Amit says, hello, Captain. For portfolio, should I do more project possible or go for detailed big projects? I think a good combination of both. I think smaller projects to demonstrate, hey, I have an interest in a lot of different sections would be useful, but also a big project to show that you can actually finish something. At least one big project on it is what I'd say. And then a bunch of small projects. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of small projects. I find smaller projects a little bit more impressive because it shows your curiosity and your range, and that you're willing to dig in and learn lots of different things. Fuel Snobble. Oh yes, this is highly ML inspired. This is going to be a purely, aside from the randomness, essentially it's going to be a purely functional language, at least to start. I'm a huge fan of functional programming. And so, but this is my first attempt at doing a program, a parser, interpreter in C# specifically. Folks, I just got to give a shout out here. We saw ITC a second ago. Woomy is an incredible indie game developer, pixel artist, working on a 2D adventure game called Anomaly. Action adventure game. You got to go check her out. Wonderful streamer. So much fun over there. Just remember to bring your popcorn because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, and Woomy loves popcorn, folks. But give her some love. This incredible pixel art. All of my pixel art here. My coffee guys. This is a Woomy made these. Look at those beautiful coffee guys. Look at them go. Amazing. Of course, Woomy shout outs as much as possible. Look, folks, if you're a streamer, let me know, especially on the Discord, so I remember. I try to remember to give shout outs. I'm bad at it though. But this channel is all about supporting each other, growing as a community. So anyone that wants to code, anyone that wants to learn, you don't even have to be coding, anyone who wants to be here and have a good time. Welcome. All right, folks, we're gonna hop back in here. We were writing this function expression test. I wanted to write this to just test that my substitution's working correctly. And so I'm gonna write the following expression explicitly. I don't have the parser yet for it. And then we're gonna do f of it would be fun to do f of x, but we're gonna do f of 1. All right, so this should result in the number 2, and then x. This x should just be ignored essentially. So let's see if we're gonna write this whole expression here. So the expression, I'm gonna call it expression here. This expression, what's interesting is the application will be able to should hopefully evaluate f properly. But what we're testing here is, does this x get substituted in? It shouldn't. And then does the f value here actually get applied, evaluated to this whole thing here, and then the 1 passed in. So we're gonna try it. We are gonna see how we do. So we start out with a let. So we're gonna do a new let expression, and it's x, and then inside it's gonna be 5, new int value 5. And then we're gonna continue down here. So this is our outsider one. Then we're gonna have another let inside. Let expression f is gonna be this function value here. So this is the whole function. And this let expression inside of it has just an application. So it's gonna be a new apply function, new identifier value f, and then a new int value 1. Like that. Okay, semicolon. One more semicolon. There we go. So this should be, hang on, what am I doing here? The parentheses are crazy on this. This should be the internal func value. Where does this one end? Ends there. And then this is the end part. This apply function is the end part. Do I need one more? Oh, new. I need the keyword new here. There we go. All right, so we have that. Nayla says, when do you do class for learning programming? Good question, Nayla. On my Discord, so I teach at a school for ages 10 to 14, but we do an office hours on my Discord. So if you're on the Discord, I will often schedule events. I don't have one currently. I just haven't scheduled it. This summer, we're gonna have a much regular schedule for doing it, but we're gonna be having office hours. I'm not sure when the next one will be. I'm thinking it's gonna be, normally I do them on Tuesday morning my time, but I have a thing next Tuesday. I'm gonna try and make it up. I haven't decided on what day, but if you hop on the Discord, I will often do these office hours, and I'll post. If you want to suggest topics, feel free to post them in here. But we did one on the 25th, and then I record them and sort of try and upload them. Nicothan says, I can attest that the office hours were educational. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Nicothan. It was really, really fun for me. Nayloth, we're gonna be doing more when I get to my summer. So I do teach my summer, so I have to finish this term first, but then I'm gonna start trying to do a couple office hours each week. Nerd Waffle says, hi, ITC. ITC is leaving the lurk. Enjoy your lunch, ITC. Thank you so much for popping in. Have yourself a beautiful lunch. You are welcome back anytime, anytime. Okay, So hopefully this is the correct expression. X is 5, and then f is this function, and then we apply the function f to the value 1. Okay. And then I want to do an evaluate on this. So we should be able, this should evaluate to the number 2. So assert dot equal 2 on expression dot evaluate dot toInt. So I'm hoping it comes out as a 2. Let's take a look. We'll see here if this expression evaluates properly. If it comes out as a 6, that means that we do not have the correct scoping. Okay, so this passed. So this was a little tiny test here. Let's see if we can write a little parser for this. All right, so I'm gonna do a little commit here. What was on my to-do list? Add function, type, and expression. Add I made this too easy to do, I think. Why making your own lang in C++? I'm using C#. I'm using C# as my language. Naloth, that's a good question. So we're trying to learning new stuff each week here at Captain Coders Academy. This week we are doing the project here. So someone asked on the Discord, could you create a programming language? So I'm going through the process of creating a programming language. I'm going to put together a little blog post about putting this together when I'm done. And it's open source. So the idea is to create content for people to learn programming, learn about programming concepts. I think learning to create your own programming language is such a fun and it really a powerful thing to know how the languages work under the hood. And then also being able to build your own little tiny domain specific languages can be super helpful for increasing your productivity and workflow in your own projects. And so we're doing it in C#, specifically because I've never done one in C# and I'm kind of obsessed with C# right now. We have this. Let's add in a parser here. So I'm gonna just clone my let parser here. This is gonna be our func parser. And so this is gonna be a func expression, and we'll do null for now. And then we're gonna have fix that actually. We're gonna have a second parser, a static parser, iExpression, apply func exper. These are the two things that we've added to our language. Okay. And if we look at our grammar, so this is the grammar of the language, these are pretty straightforward definitions. So our func expression is going to be, we find the keyword fun. All right, so we're gonna find the word fun, parenthesis, ID, parenthesis. So let's do that. So I've written a little helper to do that with us. So this would be our identifier. And so we're gonna do, this is in, so we're gonna pull out our identifier. This is really our parameter. It shouldn't be an ID, it's not an ID value, it's just an ID in general. So some string that matches our ID type. I'll have to go look and see if I have that defined as a parser already. But I've written this thing called tokenize. And so we're looking for, when you realize JavaScript took 10 days to be made, yeah, you can write a programming language. It doesn't take that long to write a programming language. Really though, this is interesting because I want fun. The spacing here is kind of important. Or I don't want it to be though. I want you to be able to do a space after the parentheses if you really want to. So we're gonna do a cheap trick here where we call it. I'm just gonna fun in parse.string fun.token. So this is gonna say takes the keyword fun. We're gonna just ignore it here. And then we also want from open paren in parse.char. We're gonna parse the character. Just the open paren here. And then we also want to make sure that this is a token. Then the thing that we actually care about here is the identifier. So this is our parameter identifier, param ID. in, and this one, I think I already have something like this. Let's go look at our value parsers. I'm just curious, our identifier expression, not quite this. My value isn't here. Did I put it in my let's? Identify, this gets an identifier expression, but I only want this part here is what I care about. This isn't put anywhere. Okay, so we're gonna pull that out. Daniel of the Dark says, hello, sir. Hello, Daniel of the Dark. How are you, my friend? Nayla says, maybe I should start reading the titles of streams. It happens. No. Just click on them. Click on them. You'll learn from there. Don't worry, my friend. Yeah, so the title of the stream does say it. I do need to make this a little bit more obvious on how to do things like this that say, what are we working on? What are we working on? But Daniel of the Dark, welcome, my friend. Folks, we've been going for 75 minutes. We're going to have to take a break here pretty soon. So this is, I'm going to create a little helper here. Public static parser string identifier string like this. Parse letter at least once to token. It's identifier string, not a valid. Parsers already contains definition for identifier string. Does it? Okay, well, let's go find it. Identifier string down here. Perfect. This is what I want. So we do have something that we already did. I just have it in a weird place. It's in our let expression. I'm going to move this to our value parsers here just to be a little bit more organized. Crypto says, are you going to add generics in your die slang? No, I won't be adding. Well, so my language doesn't have typing. So there's no types in it. So there's no need for generics. Generics make it so that you can add in a typing language. It makes it much easier to do things that you normally couldn't do for the compiler, the type checker. So it turns out generics are interesting. There's different ways to do it. So Java uses something called type erasure, in C#. I can't remember what it's called in C#, but they don't use type erasure in C#. So there's like different ways to do it. And then C++ uses templates, which is like a whole nother meta programming thing. So it is a wide variety of ways to do it and challenges involved. It really just comes down to a type checking thing. The implementation of generics is actually related to you doing static type checking, and that is where the challenge comes from, is being able to figure out what the type is allowed to be. And so we are implementing a programming language, not a type checker or a compiler here. So that would be a fun exercise, though, to implement a type checker and at doing static analysis. Tim Apple says, hi. Hey, Tim Apple, welcome back. So nice to have you here. How are you, Tim? How's it going in your neck of the woods? It's a beautiful Thursday over here. How is it for you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be. We're gonna use this identifier string here in identifier string. So we're gonna pull out the ID, and then we just need to find the close parenthesis. Okay, so geez, this is close paren in parse.char, like this. And then we'll tokenize that. And then finally, we have the arrow in parse.string, that forward arrow there, tokenize that. And then finally, we need to parse a dice-lang expression, expert in dice-lang expression inner, I think is what we want. If we look at dice-lang expression, it looks for end of file. Yeah, so dice-lang expression inner is what we're gonna look for. And then we're gonna select a new function expression, function value. That's right, this is a value where our parameter is param ID, and then this is our expression. This is a big old parser. This is a big old parser. We're gonna have to test that out there. Fuel Snapple says, even Python has generics now, but it's not used to check things during runtime. When you say Python has generics, is that part of like a static type? And what do you mean by Python has generic types? I'm curious. I haven't seen that, just so you know. I have used a lot of Python. I I'm just really curious what that means. What you mean by that? Is that part of like their typing library? So you could use it against like, so I know there are some static type checkers. So I'm just curious. I haven't used it in Python, just so you know. And then Grumpy Game says, oh hi, Grumpy Game Dev. So nice to see you, folks. Folks, did you guys know the Grumpy Game Dev, folks, is a streamer? You know that, well, he's a Grumpy Game Dev. If you're looking for a stream where a madman creates retro style games, look no further. The Grumpy Game Dev's the one for you. He makes games and he kicks you off his lawn. What more can you ask for? And it's in space. Grumpy Game Dev, how are you doing, my friend? Loved your stream this morning. What are you up to today? Oh yeah, you're working on the Rogue-like Jam 5. It's like their 5th one, right? Jill says the Python syntax supports types and generics. Then you can use an optional type checker to see if you compile is sane. Yeah, so the fact that like you can do it incorrectly though. So that's the one thing that's rough in Python is you can put type, you can tag any types you want. It doesn't really care. You can use an external tool to do type checking. The problem I have with Python is people don't do it. Nicothan says, I can't wait for the Captain Coder Game Jam in 2 months. Yeah, it's coming. The Captain Coder Game Jam is coming, folks. The Learn You a Game Jam. Learn You a Game Jam, folks. If you want to check it out, you can. It's going to be a good old time. Captain Coder wants you. Captain Coder wants you to learn how to make art, make code, and make games. So sign up for Captain Coder's Learn You a Game Jam, and you can win up to $250. There's going to be 5 random drawings for people who do devlogs, blogs, or vlogs. So you just got to tell us what you learned, what resources did you use. Most educational is going to win 250 points. Holy cannoli. Clayman, welcome aboard. We've got Clayman with the moon people. No. Clayman didn't bring the moon people. We got to watch out for the moon people. Clayman, thank you for being here. The Grumpy Game Dev says, yep, roguelike jam number 5, in which there are 2 sides to every coin. Oh, the theme is 2 sides to every coin. Gotcha. So love it. You know, there are 2 types of coins, those with 1 side and those with 2 sides. Let's see here. Nicothan said, I've got my wife to agree to let me teach her how to make games. That's awesome. We're going to make a voxel Tamagotchi. That sounds super cool. The first game jam I ever did, that I actually ever submitted to, was I gotta show you it. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a terrible game. All of my game jam games are terrible, unplayable, but Pocket Hero was the first one I made. The theme was, you are not the hero. You are not the hero. So I made a Tamagotchi where you have to raise a hero, and the controls were just horrific, so no one could figure it out. Because I was trying to go for like old school Tamagotchi controls, which are horrific, and so no one could play my game. But that's okay. It was fun. Clayman, folks, if you guys don't know, Clayman Dev over there is an epic indie game developer working on a 3D physics-based superhero game. It's called Epic Hero Game. You can catch a stream on the Twitch. Almost daily, Monday through Friday, almost daily. And you gotta wish list that. You gotta wish list. Look, Epic Hero Game. Scroll on down. Click it, add to your wish list. You're gonna want to know when this game comes out. It's coming out later this year. If you want a game where you can shoot kamehamehas, throw some spirit bombs, destroy the evil alien invasions, you just gotta, this is the game for you. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be great, folks. Whew. Welcome, Raiders. For anyone who doesn't know me, I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me. And we like to do something. I'm a computer science educator, and this stream is dedicated to learning and coding and growing. And this week we are working on creating our very own programming language called DiceLang. DiceLang is a programming language in which we have primitive dice notation types. So you could do 3d6. This would represent rolling 6 3-sided dice. And so you'll end up being able to add in randomness directly into your numeric type. So that's the idea here, is all the randomness is built into the language. It's kind of inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. But we're gonna see if we can finish this in a week. Today's essentially the last day to work on it. We might end up doing this one next week too, because I'm having so much fun with it. But I'll have to figure out what's the twist, because I don't think I have enough for a whole nother week. But I definitely think there's enough for a day or two. Yeah. Folks, thank you so much for being here. I gotta say, I appreciate you all very, very much. We gotta go on a break here soon. We gotta go here on a break here pretty soon. The Star Wars programming language, exactly. Star Wars, the programming language. Star Wars, episode 6, the programming language. Exactly. Okay, so we're in the process of writing a parser for our function types. All right, so func parser, that funky parser. All right, func parser. So now I'm gonna write a test for this function parser to see if we can actually pull functions out. And then we have to add it. Ooh, that's right. In our grammar, we actually have to add it at the top level of condition let if we'll add in a func def expert to our expression and a func apply to our expert. We need to add those in. We haven't added them yet. So that's something we'll have to do. But we have our func parser, that funky parser. We're gonna write a test for it real quick. I'll need to go get going too, Captain. As always, thank you for your enthusiasm. It is encouraging. Well, no, Nicothan, thank you. Thank you for being here as always. Keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be. And you are welcome back anytime, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a beautiful day. I hope to catch your stream again soon. All right, so we're gonna see if we can finish this, our function expression test. So we're gonna test parse. Oh, let's copy just the right amount. I don't know why I copied the whole thing. I really just need this part. And I'll put it here. Simple func parse. All right, so our goal is to parse this function. Okay, so we'll do an I result of I expression. Parsed, I'll call it result. Result is equal to, and our parsers dot func expression. I want to see if I can parse this out. Oh, dot try parse. Okay. And it should be this, what we're expecting. I expression expected is equal to this. And we're gonna assert, first we're gonna assert true. This should be parsable, result dot was successful. This should be valid expression, should be successful. And then we want to assert that it is this expected value and result dot rest tool, result dot value, like that. Let's test it. Running that test, we are checking to see, will it parse or will it blow up in our face? And we passed. All right, that parser looks reasonably well. Let's add it into our full parser. So go to parsers. Our language here, so we're gonna add in the func definition here to our full parser. So part of our dice lang, so it's conditional expression, let expression, if else expression, or func, did I call it func expert? Is that what it is? Func expert, like this. Nayloth asks, what game engine do you use? In the past, I've typically used, so let me say that I'm not a huge game dev. I have done a lot of game deving recently. My students asked me to teach a class on Unity. So I but I started learning Unity sort of in January. Around the time I started streaming, I learned a ton. Folks, by the way, if you want to learn Unity, watching Mooniz work on his game has taught me so much about Unity. In fact, I'd like to say Mooniz taught me everything I know about Unity. So if you're not following Mooniz, you should give him a follow. Incredible game developer, folks. He's working on a Metroidvania game. This week, he's working on Ludum Dare. So he's in the Ludum Dare game jam, but fabulous guy. Taught me so much. We're almost out of coffee here. And it's gone. But yeah, Unity is the game engine I've used. I've checked out, I want to try out other ones as well. So we checked out Godot last week, made a Minesweeper game, and that was pretty fun. I enjoyed Godot. There were, the web build ended up being really, really really underperform it compared to Unity. It worked fine, but compared to Unity, the web developments, I was not impressed. Let's say that. And I really like to make everything as a web build if possible. Okay, so we have that. I want to do one more test where we test this bigger expression here. All right, so we're gonna do this test where we're gonna do a static scoping parse. We don't have this application. Static scoping parse func test. So we're gonna do a slightly bigger one just to make sure that we can parse this thing out here. We've been going for 90 minutes. Oh, let's see if we can get this in here just real quick. And if it doesn't pass, that's okay. But we gotta take a break. We gotta take a break. We gotta take care of ourselves. All right, so I'm gonna try let x equals 5 in. Let f equals fun in. And I'm just gonna do f here to see if we get the function back. So the expected, it's our expected expression. So this should be a valid expression. Our expected expression should just end with the identifier here. The identifier at the end. So this should be what gets parsed. What did I miss here? Why are you complaining? Oh, I have two news. Okay, so this should be this expression. So this should be expected. All right, let's run this real quick. Then I'm gonna take a break. Even if it fails, we're gonna take a break, unless it's a really obvious failure. Mono says, Moon is a great dev, great guy too. I absolutely agree with you. Incredible developer, incredible guy, awesome stream. Moon says, that's me, correct, that is you. You got that ship it emote. That's right, ship it. All right, folks, we gotta take a break here. We're gonna get some more bean water. I'm completely out of bean water. I'm completely out of regular water. We're gonna do a refresh on those. When we get back, we gotta take care of ourselves. We'll do some stretching. So get ready for the stretch, folks. Get ready for the stretch. Get your mom, get your dad, call your uncle up on the phone, say, hey, Uncle Pete, we're gonna do some stretching with the captain. Tell him to tune in, can take care of ourselves. Congratulate Mono, that's amazing. Mono made a fit last time. Mono, 50 points to you. I know it's almost the least I could do. Bean water, yeah, we're gonna give myself some more bean water, Han. So if you need a refresher, go ahead and do that. Folks, I shall return in a moment and we're gonna take some stretching and we're gonna take care of ourselves. I shall return, hang tight. The captain is back. I hope it wasn't too long of a wait. I hope your fingers don't hurt from hanging on too long, folks, but we got ourselves a brand new fresh cup of delicious dark fuel. Ooh, it's a little too hot though. It's a little too hot. We gotta do something while we wait for it to cool off, folks, and so we're gonna do some stretching, you know. When you're working at a computer all day, my camera's all tilted. Look how crooked my room looks here. Is my camera tilted or there we go. So my room all sideways. That's funny to me. We gotta take care of ourselves. If you're like me, you're hunched over all day on your computer, coding like a troll, but maybe you're not a computer troll. Maybe you're an internet troll. Maybe you're a cave troll. Maybe you're a gaming troll. Whatever type of troll you happen to be, you gotta take care of yourself. Look, the captain loves you. The captain loves you, which means I love you. Sorry, I got confused over there. The captain loves you. That means I love you. That's also true, but that means you should love you, because if the captain loves you,
You in the back. Pay attention.
pay attention. I see you back there, Dramolks. If the captain loves you, you love you. You deserve to be loved. And if you love yourself, you got to love your body. If you love your body, you got to take care of it. And one way to take care of it, do some stretch. So get on up, folks. We're going to get on up. We're going to do some stretching. Moon says, is the camera tilted? Are you just happy to see me? I'm always happy to see you, Moon is. I'm always happy to see you. All right, folks, we're going to get some stretching in. All right, everyone up. Everyone up. We're taking a deep breath with me. Deep breath. Reach up into the air. Stretch as high as you can. Get up on those tippy tops, tippy toes. Stretch up those calves a little bit with those, engage those calves. Engage that core and just reach up as high as you can. Really get that body going. Take a deep breath with me. And we're going to exhale. Slowly roll down. Roll down. Hinge at the waist. Hinge at the hips. Focus on hinging. Now you're going to stretch out your glutes. Stretch out that lower back and just hang here. We're gonna hang here for 20 seconds, folks. Oh, I can reach the floor. It's been a while since I could reach the floor. If you can't reach the floor, that's okay. Just do your best. Really focus on getting that stretch in. Oh, yeah. Don't lock the knees. Keep those knees unlocked. Don't let that love go. I'm gonna breathe in here for 4 seconds. As you do it, come up slowly. So in. Bring those shoulders up, back and down. We're gonna roll those shoulders back. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Roll it forward. 2, 3, 4. Add the elbows. 2, 3, 4. Full arms. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Doesn't it feel good? Shake it out. Shake it out. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more of a stretch. Take that right arm or left arm, whichever arm you want. I think it's going on the left side there. Touch it on your back, palm on your back. If you can get there, if you can't quite get there, that's okay. You should be feeling it here. If you're still not feeling it, grab that elbow, just pull it across. If you're still not feeling it, you can lean that head back. Just be careful. You don't want to hurt anything. You don't want to hurt anything, folks. Just want to take care of yourself until you get a little bit of tension. If you're still not feeling it, you can even lean into it a little bit. Muna says, want to know something? Cool. I'm finally strong enough to do a one-arm lock off for a couple of seconds. Awesome. That's a lot of muscleage. Science streams, that's right. We getting strong up in here. Welcome aboard, Science Streams. So nice to see you on this BEA Beautiful Thursday. How are you, folks? All right, go ahead and shake it out. I'm gonna switch sides here. Take that other arm, palm on your back. If you can, grab that elbow, pull it across. Just get a nice stretch. And Muna says, as in hanging at 90 degrees from a bar on one arm. That's amazing. Congratulations. Oh, yeah, doesn't it feel good? Let's hold this for another 15 seconds, folks. Just taking care of ourselves, taking care of our bodies. Oh, yeah. It feels good. Does it feel good for you? It feels good for me, folks. And release. Go ahead and shake it out. Still a little bit of a neck stretch here. Grab your head. Just pull it across. Get a little bit of stretch here. Again, you don't want to go too far. Just when you get a little bit of tension, leave it. And try and keep that other arm lowered down there. But just grab, pull your head across. If you can touch your ear to your side there, it's okay. But really, you're just trying to get that stretch in on that side here. Let's hold this just for a little bit. Let me see if I can read sideways here. Getting stronger feels good. That's right, Moon is. Is that a really short door? Is that a really short door? Where? Oh, my closet over there? All right, bring that neck back up. Oh, we're gonna go to the other side now. The other side. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, if it hurts, stop. You just want to get a little bit of a tension there. A little bit of tension is hold it for a couple seconds. Get that stretch in. Oh. Yeah, it's a closet. It's not a small door. It goes all the way down. It goes all the way down. It's a sliding closet door. We don't open that, though. We like to keep the skeleton. If I open up that, the skeletons sometimes come out. So we want to keep all my skeletons in that closet. All right, bring it back up. Oh, do a little bit of a neck roll. We're going to roll it 4 times clockwise. Oh. Oh, yeah. And then 4 times counterclockwise to get yourself undizzied. Oh. Oh, yeah. Doesn't it feel good? Taking care of your body, folks. All right, folks, let's check it out. We're going to hop back into coding here. Thank you guys so much for joining me in those stretches. I know you did. I know you joined me, and for joining me in those stretches, you know what you're going to get? That's right, folks. You're going to get yourself some pointage, all of you. All of you get 50 points for joining me in those stretches. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking care of yourself. Thank you so much for being so kind to your body, because you deserve to be loved, because you're a lovely person and the captain loves you, and I hope you feel loved. We also got a new crew member here before we hop in, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson, I'd like to say thank you for following me today. Yes, Mr. Anderson is here, and I'd like to say thank you for following me. Welcome to the crew. Mr. Anderson, happy Thursday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Let's see here. What did I miss? Captain's is 2 meters tall. Look, I'm in American units. I don't know if that's tall or not. I don't know how tall a meter is. I can tell you I'm 6 foot 3. 6 foot 3 inches. I don't know how many meters that is, but I'm a tall boy. No, 6 foot 1 inches. Maybe 5 foot 10. You know, it's up to you. It's up to you. Is that where you keep all the people that has necks but no heads? That's where I keep all my bottles. Yeah, American units. Yeah, freedom units. You're about 2M. Too close but wrong meter is about a yard. Gotcha. 2 meters. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Maybe I'm 4 foot 10. Maybe I'm 3 foot 2. Who knows? Maybe I fit in your pocket. You never know. 6.5 feet is 2 meters. That's actually pretty close. That's funny. All right. So what are we doing? How many furlongs are you? I don't know. I can tell you though, I'm a mouthful. I'm several mouthfuls. Because that's a real measurement. How many ounces in a mouthful? A mouthful is like a legitimate, empirical unit. How adults can hold six. You can find old measuring units. Mouthful used to be a measuring unit. Let's reset that break timer. Reset break. How many furlongs are you? That's a good question. Grumpy. Only the nose knows that answer. All right, so we did have a break here, and so I just want to see. Let's run this using this here and see what it says. About 0.009 furlongs. Got a little bit of a. It feels like there might be a rounding point, a floating point, rounding error in there somewhere. Let's see, func expression test. We're gonna see here where it's found. So it doesn't even parse. Let's put a thing in here that says parse failed with, and we'll put the message. This is our result.message, like that. Let's see what the message is. Let's run it again. Grumpy says, nope, Google got confused and did calcs in cubic furlongs. Don't know why anyone would want cubic furlongs. Look, if you're gonna use furlongs, you're gonna want some cubic furlongs. Unexpected L. Unexpected L. Oh, it said in func expression. This should be a dice laying expression. Here we go. Let's try that again. Nautical miles. That's just like a standard unit of measurement. Nautical miles. That's the best way to measure height. All right, our parser seems to be working reasonably well. I'm sure there's something interesting inside, because I'm curious, can I put a function inside of a function? Because that's going to be how we do multi-argument functions, by the way. Okay. let us add into our parser. We want our apply function expression. This is just going to be an identifier followed by parentheses and an argument. Okay, so it's going to be an identifier. All right, so from, this should be tokenized. It probably already is tokenized, but we're going to put token on this just to be sure. So we're going to do from ID in identifier string dot token. Is that right? Let me look at what am I function expression. Hang on, let's go look at func value. We need an expression. Oh, this is interesting. It doesn't even have to be an identifier. Doesn't have to be an identifier. Maybe I should make it require it to be an identifier. Because it's really just an expression with parentheses. We're gonna see here. Can we do this? Dice lang inner expression. We're gonna call this func exper. This would be really cool if I could just get this to work in this way. So we're gonna have a func exper, and then we have parentheses. About 2.13 whiskey barrels. Perfect. Grumpy says nope. Google denote. But now that I know about them, I want them all the time. Exactly. That's all, you know, every measurement should be in cubic furlongs. We need just like, that needs to be just like a generic converter. This would be a fun exercise. So my students that sometimes have them do like a unit of measurement translator. So like from feet to yards to miles. So it's a good way to like define an interface thing. That is an interesting idea, though, to have like these weird measurements, because then it would be a little bit harder. I don't know. That's an interesting idea. Or maybe I could have some made-up unit measurements. That might be how I do it. IDNT asked, what test plugin extension are you using for VS Code? That's a good question. Let's see. What is this? This one is... how do I check here? It's just called testing. Hang on. I'm pretty sure. Let's go find it. Test. Let's see what's installed here. I think it's just called tests. Clearly something, let's see, installed. .NET Core Test Explorer, this one. Copy extension ID. This one here, Formula Hendry.NET Test Explorer. Hope that helps. It's pretty good. It sometimes gets confused and it leaves a process running in the background that you have to kill manually. So sometimes it gets confused. Sometimes if you have, especially if you're doing, I use the terminal a lot. So sometimes it gets confused when I'm using a terminal and there's a deadlock with a file issue. So just be careful with it. It's not the best integration I've ever seen for unit testing, but it gets the job done. As far as I can tell, there aren't many other options. Let's see here. Good question. IDNT, thank you for asking a good question, my friend. IDNT, 50 points to you. And Grumpy Game Dev. The Grumpy Game Dev for bringing to our attention the need for cubic furlongs. 50 points to you, my friend. 50 points to you. Because your contribution to society is very, very valuable, and it's the least I can do. So we're going to do a func expression, and we're going to have an open paren. In parse.care. So what's interesting here is this function application is going to have to be one of our first checks. So one thing that I'm noticing about my language that I've written here is this is like an infinite look ahead parser, which is like a really, really slow parser. But that's the pain of a this type. So the parsing process for this language is probably incredibly slow. Whereas if you implemented a more explicit grammar, you could have like a 0 look ahead or a 1 look ahead parser that's able to do everything. This one needs infinite look ahead, which is not, probably not a good thing. Arg expression in dice lang expression inner. And then from close paren in parse.care. But this is a cool experiment. I've never written a language that used this specific type of syntax. Usually I do a scheme type syntax or something very, very simple. because it's so much easier to parse. I'm just going like, this language has very, very poor, it's gonna have very, very poor performance from a parsing standpoint. All right, so then we're gonna select here a new apply function expression, where our func expression on the right and our arg expression on the func expression on the left, arg expression on the right. So we can do some interesting things here. This apply function expression kind of needs to be the very first thing we try to do, I think. Because otherwise we could end up with just like an identifier. And then any otherwise, because we have to say, okay, first we got to try and get a whole expression followed by a parenthesis. And if that doesn't exist, all right, then we got to try the next thing. Otherwise, something else will be detected first. So in our parsers here, nice line expression inner, the very first thing we got to do is going to be our apply function expression like this. Otherwise, it definitely won't work. But now is it going to be oh, I think I might have to do something. This is interesting. Because now we're just going to have like an infinite recursion on the left side. Maybe I just shouldn't support this. But I really like anonymous functions. But maybe I shouldn't support this. An easier thing to do is say like, well, we want to parse an ID on the left side. I might force that, but this is going to be infinitely recursive because it's going to do apply func. It's going to come in and say, okay, well now I'm going to look for apply func says go find a dice laying expression inner. But I guess technically you could have that. And it's just going to infinitely come back down the head this way. Would that even make sense? So let me think about this. So if we had function x goes to x, and ideally you'd be able to do this. 5. This would apply 5 to this function. You wouldn't be able to do it. It would have to be in parentheses. It would have to be in parentheses for this to even make sense. Oh, I suppose technically you could do that. And that could make some sense. What do I want to do here? Maybe I make my dice laying thing search first on the left side for a with parentheses. Really, it wants to find, it can be any, okay, so it can be an applied, gotcha. So I understand what I need to do here. It's not an arbitrary expression. It can either be a func expression. So it has to be like a function factor, something that can be a function. So, okay. So I need to do this, public static parser. What are the types of things that can be applied? Well, it's either a func expression wrapped in parentheses or an ID, an identifier. Is that true though? Because this could evaluate, let me think here, because if I put another function inside, function y goes to x plus y. So I might want to do this, and then it'd be 5, 3. And so 5 would, which one's get 5 would be this one, and then 3 would be passed in that way. It would still be a function expression on the outside. Okay, so I think this makes sense. Expression, apply func factor has to be, I'm going to force it. You can't just have a raw function out like that. You have to put it in parentheses. So I'm going to say you have to wrap it in parentheses. So this is either with parentheses func expression or an identifier. identifier expression. Let's make sure that identifier expression makes sense. Yes, that's the correct one. So you have to be a function. Anonymous functions have to be wrapped in parentheses or an identifier. So the function expression, an apply function. Does this make sense? Can it just be an arbitrary? Because otherwise it would be a let with some label. All right, so I'm going to try this. Apply func factor. Apply func factor. So this is the factor that is a function here. So I think that saves us. And then anything can be this expression here. And so therefore it's not infinitely recursive. Yes, it's not infinitely recursive. So here's an apply func expression. It doesn't have to be the first thing anymore. All right, so cool. This doesn't have to be the first thing. We probably don't want it to be the first thing anyway. The order here for parsing, you want it to be quicker. You want the things that are more likely to finish, but the order does matter because you can end up with, I think I can put it after my func expression. I think I can make it even the last thing. Let's try it. Let's try that there. We're gonna try writing a test just for our apply func in general. So we want to be able to support this type of thing as well. So this is interesting. This would be, well, this thing, hang on. This is actually a valid, this here would be in a valid application. So the left side here. So it could also be an apply func expression. Could be another apply func expression because this thing here was an apply func expression. I still don't think we could parse this one because it'd have to be, this would be our function expression and we apply it. Can I put this here? Let's look at what I did for my other, let's get our addition, our arithmetic expression parsers. Because our factor here is a with parentheses adds up or a numeric value expression. So at some point, this is our value. This is tricky. Can I do this? This one won't work. The recursion here. Thinking through this process here with parentheses, function, expression, or identifier. Because this is the left side factor. And then I get this thing. This thing technically can be applied because we have another function on the inside of it. Let me try it. I'm 90% sure that this will not. It's going to be an infinite recursion. It's going to come in and come through. It won't find this, and it'll try again. I want to support this. What would my parser need to be able to detect here? I want it to be an arbitrary function. Let's see if this works just for the simple ones. We'll write a test for this. We're gonna write some tests and then we'll see if we can get this parser to work. So So let's go to our fun expression tests. And we'll add a new one here. This one is going to be a simple application parser test. Okay, and we're gonna parse in. We should be able to just parse in the following. This should be f parentheses 1. So this should identify. Interesting. This should, I missed that copy there. This should parse fine. I don't even need this to be. This should be parsable. And so it should assert true. And we're gonna go with our apply func expression. This should be parsable. So what should be successful? So we have a successful here. And then when it should be I expression expected is a new apply func expression where the left side is the identifier f, and then the application, the argument is an int value 1, and we have to put new on these because these are objects. We have to construct them. And we're going to assert that they're the same. So assert dot equal expected and result dot value. And if this fails, we will do parse failed with results dot message. All right, so let us message, not result dot mess, result dot message. Although it might be a mess. Result dot is a mess. So we have that type of function application. Let's test anonymous function application. Test simple or anonymous function application parse test. So this one, I should technically be able to do the following. Function x goes to x plus 1. And so this should parse, but rather than being the identifier f here, this should be a new function, a function value where we have x as the parameter, and then the body is this x plus 1 expression that we've used previously. So it should look like this. And I think this one will also work. I think the way I've written my parser, this should also work. The problem I'm gonna run into, and we're gonna see, okay, so that one does also work. The problem I'm gonna run into, I think, is if I want to have multiple applications. So of multiple, I think it would fail multiple times too, actually, because application double application parse test. Because let's say I want to be able to do this as well. F of 1 comma 2. So this should apply, give me 2 apply functions. The first apply expression should be function value, sorry, not function value. The first apply will be a new identifier value f. And the application is 1. But then we need to have an application to this whole thing, because this whole thing could evaluate to a function that accepts another argument. So this should actually be another apply func expression. And then the inner value should be a new int value 2. Like this. So we have an apply. This is not going to work. And if it does, my mind would be kind of blown. Like that. So this should parse this thing. This will probably fail on the parse saying that it found a parenthesis. The parse was successful, but it just stopped after this first one. So it just stopped after this first one, which makes sense. Okay, that actually makes sense. It found this and it was like, okay, I found this thing. We want to be able to find multiple functions, although maybe this is interesting. This is an interesting thought. How do I make this work the way I want it to? This should be a valid parser, or this should be a valid expression. It should get parsed as 2 applications. And I don't want, I could add some special syntax that chains it together, but I don't want to. The simplest thing to do would be parentheses there. Donnie Hostillo, welcome back, my friend. Good morning to you, Donnie. Happy Thursday. How are you on this beautiful Thursday, my friend? How are you doing? So we kind of need to check. So my initial thought, what would be great is essentially we need to find this isn't quite right. Let's look at our grammar. Our grammar is just not defined properly. So our function apply definition is this, but there's more to it. There's more to it than that. It doesn't have to be an ID. This would be the simplest way to do it, just like make it an ID followed by potentially multiple expressions, but then I can't have anonymous functions. Donnie says, I don't know. I didn't know it was Thursday until this morning. Week is flying by. Absolutely. At work, working on a website. Awesome. Is it just a website or is it like a web application? What do you are you just like a front-end developer? Is it front-end, back-end developer? Tell me more. I want to know more. Flying by. Yeah. But welcome to Thursday. Welcome to Thursday, my friend. So this would be we've sort of redefined this to be our func factor can be an ID. All right, it can be. Okay. So this is what I want. We have to have at least one of these. And then we can potentially have more. We need at least one expression. And then it can be followed by many more expressions followed by parentheses. Our func factor must be an ID or a func def expression followed by an ID. And maybe this could be just like a generic ID. I'm not 100% sure if I like what my thoughts are on this. So it shouldn't be an ID. This should be a func factor followed by an expression followed by any number more of expressions. So this will actually result in several applications. I think this is how we're going to do it. Donnie Hostella says it's a Shopify store, but I've been trying to learn how the liquid files work to customize the theme some more. Ooh, that's cool. I've never used Shopify. I hear it's really, really convenient for people for setting up shops quickly, and from my understanding, there's quite a bit of customizability. Also, Donnie says, trying to set up a database, none required as I am head of it all, but practice and learning. Donnie, so is it your company? Let me ask you, is it your company, Donnie? And if you'd like to, you don't have to, feel free to post a link to what you're working on if you're allowed to and if you would like to. do so. It's a family-owned business. Gotcha. What, if you don't mind me asking? You don't. Again, if I'm getting too personal, what type of business is it? And yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. All right, so a func factor. Okay, so this is sort of what it is. We have a single expression can be followed by many more expressions. So we sort of have like a repeated thing, in which what we did with our or expression. So we can have as many applications as we want, because there may be more functions. It could evaluate to a function, so we might need to do additional expressions. Donnie says, nah, you're good. Sports apparel and items of that such. Awesome. Very, very cool. Jewelry, baseball cards, signed apparel, but just shirts and clothes. Gotcha. Really cool. Awesome. Would you call it a side hustle, or is it like is like your store or full time? Do you own like a physical store, or is it just an online presence? Beautiful. I'd love that. Thank you. Okay, so so now that I've updated my grammar here, I want to make sure that I do this properly. So in my function parser, I need the right side. So we need at least one of these. Okay, so I'm gonna write a little helper function, a little helper parser, private static parser iExpression. This is like the application or argument expression. And really this is just with parentheses diceling expression. It can be anything in there. And then we'll make it a token. There we go. Let me move my grammar back. I'm gonna shrink it to the side a little bit. Because that's basically for me. You guys don't have to see that. So my argument expression becomes here. This would be our arg expression in argument expression. Like that. So we get the function expression. So this is our factor. It can be a function with parentheses or an identifier. Gotcha. This is your main job. Well, that's awesome. Being self-employed is fabulous. I did it for years as a contractor. I'm trying to get into something in ASP.NET though. Gotcha. I've not used ASP.NET. I loved Blazor and Blazor WebAssembly. I've had a fantastic experience with that. I've done a little bit, actually. I've never done anything on my own in ASP.NET. I've had a couple clients who had ASP.NET sites, and I did that. And most of their stuff, though, I think was in like Visual Basic or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had an ASP.NET site. I remember working on that. It was interesting, but that was someone else had set it up, and it was kind of messy. It wouldn't have been the way I had set it up, but that's fine. Look, you can get a lot of stuff done. One of the things that I love about programming is there's many ways to do it. And then we have this optional here. So then we're gonna do optional from remaining args, or optional args. In optional, we're gonna do argue, even better, dot at least once. All right, so this is gonna be our args. Args expers, arg expers. So we're gonna have multiple. So we're gonna have a list of these. Yeah. So now we'll be able to create an apply function several times. So we can actually do we can collapse it down. So we can do args expers dot aggregate. So we're gonna aggregate these in this way. So we're gonna have a left exper and a right exper, and it's gonna go to something. And for now, I'm just gonna put a null here for now while I figure out all of my typing like that. Harry says, hello, Captain. How are you doing today? How goes the parser progress? We've made a lot of progress. We're almost done with our functions here. We just got to get this application working. So let me show you a little bit of our test. The tests that are found on. So we can do basic function applications, like if we have an identifier followed by a value. We can also have an anonymous function followed by an argument to that function. I want to make it so that you can have a function that like produces a function. So you can have a function that has essentially a function with multiple arguments is just a function that returns a function. And so we're working on getting our anonymous function there. So we're almost done. We're so close. We're working on our application function expression. But I'm having a beautiful day so far, Harry Kid. Every day I can wake up and code is a beautiful day, a wonderful day. How are you, Harry? Sorry if I keep calling you Harry Kid. I can't remember if that is the correct. But Harry, how are you on this beautiful day? What are you working on? Donnie, front end is definitely not my field, but it's a hot field to work in. It's not my field either. Front end is rough. I'm not great at the front end stuff. I feel very, very what would be the term there? Primitive. I feel very primitive when I'm doing front end stuff. I'm not a graphic artist or anything like that. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna keep moving forward here. We have our left expression, our right expression, and we need sort of like this idea of a seed expression. I'm not sure if I can do that. I might have to do some sort of, let's write a non-link version of this first. We're gonna do a private static I expression, build, aggregate expr. Aggregate arguments. Okay, we're doing aggregate arguments here. If I did the one and then the mini, I might not need to do that. Hang on, let's do that. If I did the one and then the mini, I could actually do it, I think. This would be I enumerable of I expressions, args. So arg is a reserved keyword? It's not. Okay. So we want to build this thing up. So it's going to end up with mini apply functions. So here's how I might do it. I'd say if args dot has a next. Can I get that? I want to like iterate through this recursively building this thing up. Essentially, I want to take the first thing out of it. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. Here is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this take in a list, a queue. If I have this be a queue of argument expressions. What am I doing? I want to sort of recursively. Harry says, I'm doing good. I am studying trees in C#, binary trees, directed and undirected graphs and stuff, watching Twitch. Awesome, super powerful stuff. Trees are so useful. Understanding how to use directed and undirected graphs, just understanding how the recursive data structures work is so useful, because everything, not everything, but so many things use them. In fact, what I'm doing right now is a abstract syntax tree. We're building it up from our parser. This, I could turn it into a list. All right, so we'll call this, I'm gonna do a little thing here called first and rest. Because I wanna build this thing up. My brain is having a little bit of trouble here. So we should have sort of our first argument, and then I'll refactor. I'm gonna get working, I'm gonna refactor it. I expression first. Oh, we need our function actually. That's why I'm having so much trouble with it. Okay, I got it. This should be our aggregate. Gotcha. This is our apply. It's like we actually need a delegate here. Maybe John says, hey there, Captain, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. How's the progress coming along in Diceling? Maybe John, welcome back. I'm doing fabulous this morning. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing, Maybe John? We're making tons of progress. We're so close to having a Turing complete programming language. We're so close. We have a new crew member, folks. Before I continue here, Consequent, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I pronounce names so terrible, but we got Consequent. Let's see, Consequent. It's like 3 syllables. Let's see if we can sing a song here. Welcome to the crew, Consequent. Thank you so much for the follow. Consequent, thank you for following me today. I'd like to welcome you to the crew on this beautiful Thursday, my friend. Yes, Consequent, welcome aboard. Yeah, Cone Segment, welcome my friend to the crew. Cone Segment, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome aboard. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a beautiful day. I am Captain Coder. Captain Coder is me, and I'm a computer science educator. So if you have any questions, programming related or otherwise, do not hesitate to ask. I love entertaining any question you might have. Just keep it PG-11, family friendly, folks. Maybe John says, what's the end goal for this language? For the most part, it's just to demonstrate how you can make a language. But we'll have a Turing complete language that we can use that to do dice rolling. And maybe we might have it be an extension of a C# at some point. But the reason I'm doing it is someone on the Discord asked me to. So over on the Discord, we have suggest projects. And so create a coding language is one of the suggested projects. So I love when people suggest. We try to do a new project every week or two here. We did one project, took 3 weeks, but for the most part, we do 1 or 2 week projects. So I'm trying to get it done in a week, and we're almost there. We might go a week and a day because we're so close. We're so close. But here is going to be our aggregate argument should be a function that sort of builds onto something here. So really, my brain is struggling here. Not too hard on like how to write this, and so I might just like force it in. She got mad. She got mad. Welcome aboard, my friend. We got she got mad. She got mad. Did you know you're following me today? I'd like to say a thank you. And now I've met she got mad. And we'll keep on meeting on this stream. She got mad and me. Welcome aboard, She Got Mad. So happy to have you here on this beautiful Thursday. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you so much for those great emotes, those dancing emotes. I love them. I love them, my friend. Thank you so much. Maybe you got John. Maybe John says, gotcha. I wouldn't even know where to start with writing my own language. Sounds like a very fun project. That's why I'm doing it, because it's really not that much. You just have to understand a little bit of programming language theory and how you might approach it. But the programs themselves aren't that complicated. It's mind-changing. I write little tiny, but they're called domain-specific languages, where you can write little languages to help you do things in your own code. And I write them less now, but more frequently. I used to write them a lot more. Especially when I was using Java, it always felt like the language was missing certain features that I want. So I'd write these little tiny languages to help me out. And so that's where we're at today. So the idea here is I want to recursively build up this. So I know we have at least one argument here. And so our aggregate arguments, I want to loop through and keep adding in an apply function inside. So essentially gonna be like an apply, it's gonna return new apply function expression. And really this should just be an apply function. So it returns apply function expression. And the internal, it's gonna be sort of like our left. So this is gonna be, and it's applied to the right. So it's left recursive, which is interesting. So then it's gonna be, So this expression here, let's take this expression for example. If I parse f of 5 of 3, I have this here. This should result in an apply expression where I have an f on the left side, new identifier value, f. And then I have another f. Yeah. So this is on the inside of 5, new int value 5. And then on the outside, I have a new apply func expression on the outside with new int value 3 here. Okay. So I just needed to figure out where my recursion happens. So I kind of, this is going to be the top level. and then the full recursion. So we need to recurse down inside, and I know my outside value. This is interesting here. Harry says, I probably didn't get memo about Twitch usernames. My username is my full name. Gotcha. She got mad, said, I would like to make a 3D engine and physics engine. Really cool. What programming language do you think you'll use for that? She got mad. Funny name. Yeah, I like it. C++, awesome. How long have you been using C++? Someone you might want to check out. They're not here right now, but Art Berkless is making his own game engine. It's not a generalized game engine, but he's making his own game. Warlock's Gauntlet. Awesome stuff. He's made his own engine for doing like some 3D rendering stuff. Oh, you already know Art. Fabulous. Fast. I love Art. He's like one of my favorite streamers. I actually think he might be my favorite streamer. He's been busy with school, so I just haven't seen him as much lately. Ryan K. Hawkins, hello. Welcome back, Ryan. How are you on this beautiful Thursday, my friend? I hope you're having a beautiful day. How are you? Okay, so my arguments are gonna come in. I'll have them in the order 5, 3. So I kind of need to start at the back and put them in that way. So I kind of need to start at the back. So I need to fold from the right forward. So really, if I know my identifier, so here, I have my expression, func expr, like that. If I have my func expr, and then I'm gonna have a queue of my values here. So I'm gonna call this it's gonna be in reverse order. I'm gonna call it my queue. I'll make it a list. I'll make it a list of these are our argument expressions. So these will just be I expressions. These are args. These are our argument expressions. And I'm gonna do a loop. I need to keep building this thing out. All right, so my base case is if args dot length args dot count, something like this. She got doing good, thanks. Excellent. Glad to hear it, Ryan. She got message using C++ for like 8 months, I guess. Well, I'm glad you're using it. I haven't used C++ all that much, but I've been programming for over 20 years at this point. I haven't used C++ very much. I've used C a lot. It might be a good idea to learn C++. I was thinking about doing some Unreal stuff this summer. We'll see. Harry says, be right back. I'm watching a podcast about open source. Very cool. Maybe John replying to She Got Me says, check out the Cherno on YouTube. He's making his own game and it's called Hazel. Maybe John, I haven't heard of that. I would love for you to post a link to that in the recommendations on the Discord if you'd like. I'd love to check that out. Okay, so the idea here is we're gonna slowly pull things off of this. I need an aggregator. We're gonna call this, we're gonna have a thing called an iExpression aggregate. All right, and so aggregate, at the end of the day, the idea is our aggregate is gonna be if our aggregate, if our args.count is 0, we're done, and our aggregate should contain the final thing. And we'll say this has to be an apply function. Does it have to be apply function? Apply function expression. We'll try that. All right, at the end of the day, it's gonna return an apply function. If it's not empty, we're gonna take the thing off the end and apply it there. The most internal one would be the F applied. So I'm just like thinking here, this would end up being func expression, func expr, like that. And otherwise I sort of want to recur in here. And so I know I'm gonna return a call to the aggregate arguments, and that my aggregate function is going to grow. My aggregate function is going to grow, and it's going to be on the left side. Yeah, on my left side is going to be a new apply func expression where we have the original func expression applied to the element at the end of this. All right, so then we'll have a thing here called I expression last arg is our args dot remove removes the first element unless I want to remove the last one. Remove at args dot count minus 1. So this is gonna the last thing. She got message. What do you like most about C#? Good question. I don't know what I like most. So the thing I like most about C#, I think, is that it's actively developed. So we get a new release pretty frequently. It's currently cross-platform. So just like Java, there's a virtual machine that runs on Linux, there's a virtual machine that runs on Windows, there's a virtual machine that runs on Mac. So there's these native virtual machines that you can use. So it compiles everywhere. And then the thing that really got me is that it compiles that there is a WebAssembly virtual machine that runs in the web browser. So you can write C# and that C# code executes in the browser. It doesn't transpile to JavaScript. So most things that execute, when you do that, it would compile to JavaScript. So you can do web browser applications without writing any JavaScript and have high performance. That is the thing that sort of got me looking at C#. And then all of the syntactic sugar on top makes me really happy. So that is, it's a joy. I feel like coming from like Java 8. So you got to keep in mind I used an old version. I used Java 6 for a long time, Java 8. So these are old versions of Java. We're on like Java 19 now or something. Coming from working with those languages, there's all sorts of features that C# has that I love. The other thing is that C# gives you the ability to go under the hood and start writing code that is incredibly performant if necessary. I tend to be a fan of like don't over optimize, but it gives you the ability to write essentially managed memory. So there's a garbage collector built in, but if you want to say, well, I want to manage memory and I want to do something super highly performant, you can do unsafe code and work on that. The other thing I really like is that you can do explicit reference values, so classes on the heap, and then reference types, which let you do stuff on the heap, and then value types, which let you put them on the stack, so that you can explicitly do that. So there's just all these really, really nice things about it that are I do like about it. The syntax I think is really nice. I say I'm relatively new. I've only been using it. I've almost been using it for 2 years now. So I say almost been using it. You can do what's called unsafe code, where you say, this is code that I'm going to manage myself. So you can essentially do your own mallocs and say, hey, I want to manage this chunk of memory on my own. And you just got to trust me that I'm going to do what I need to do with it. So you can turn off the garbage collector for sections of your code. It doesn't have to be the whole program. It's just like this section, I'm going to manage the memory explicitly. So if you want super high performant code, you can get all the way down to that spot. So I really like that about C#. C# unsafe code. So you can manage all the stuff yourself in here. So you end up saying like you can use pointer types in C#, and this is awesome. So you can like write into memories. I love it. I love feeling that if I need to have the nitty-gritty power, I can. The nitty-gritty details, I can, but I don't have to. I don't have to lay off of it. MJT says, in the last few years, C# has become surprisingly performant. A lot of people are surprised with modern comparisons. Yes, with .NET 6, from what I understand, they did some major overhauls, and it's just crazy how performant. I've been incredibly impressed with C# since I've been using it the last 2 years, essentially. I will say that I've been hobby using it for the last 2 years, so I'm still learning. I don't know all the details, but I'm loving the language and how much control they give you. Async, yes. I love the async stuff in C#. Spans are awesome. Channels, you're exactly right, MJT. They do awesome stuff. Yeah. I just love it. The ecosystem feels really, really nice. And the other thing I really like about it is it feels like the people who are developing C#, the people who work on the compiler, who work on the language features, it feels like they use C# all the time and go like, oh, here are the pain points. Let's try and make this easier. So it's not about making a language that is just, usable. It's about making a language that is enjoyable to use and eliminating the pain points. I never felt that way about Java. Okay, so I'm trying to, our last argument, this is gonna return a bool. Gotcha, so we have to do this. We're gonna get the last thing, and then next can be simplified. What is the simplification that they're gonna send? Use index operator. I don't know if I like that. That's fine. And then we're gonna remove the last one. So then args dot remove at args dot length count -1. All right, so we're gonna get the last one out, and then we're gonna remove it, and then we essentially need to create this sub expression. So it'd be a new aggregate, new apply function expression. The body expression is this func expression. So func expression, and the thing that we're gonna apply is the thing that we just pulled out last arg. So this is gonna become our new body expression. And so we're actually gonna return aggregate arguments. This becomes our new body expression. We just pass args back in like this. Aggregate arguments like that. We can actually get rid of this aggregate. I don't need that anymore. If we make it all the way to the end, we just return func expression. And this would be an apply func expression here. Okay, so this recursively will do it. I'll probably rewrite it iteratively in just a moment. Really want to use this aggregate thing if I can get it done. MJT says, have you ever read one of Stephen Toob's blogs? I've been recommended it several times. I need to about the language design and performance stuff. Quite a read at like 400 pages, but he does one at the end of each release. I have not read it. I've been recommended multiple times, and so I should do it. I would love, MJT, if you're on the Discord, I would love if you posted in the recommendations, because it'll help me remember. And if you're not on Discord, no worries. That said, we got a new crew member, folks. We got Reluctant Genius. Welcome aboard, yes, Reluctant Genius. Welcome to the crew, my friend. We've got a Reluctant Genius in the crew, and I would like to welcome you. Yeah. Thank you so much for following me, and a welcome to the Academy. Reluctant Genius, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coder's Academy, where we learn and code and grow together. If you have any questions, programming related or otherwise, do not hesitate to ask. We are currently creating a programming language. This week, we're creating a programming language called DiceLang++. It is a language that supports dice notation as a primitive numeric type. So if you type something like 3d6 plus 7, this is the result. This will evaluate to three six-sided dice being rolled and then summed in there. And you can use any positive number of dice and positive number of sided dice. So that is sort of, we're playing around with the toy language. The reason we're doing it is someone on the Discord said, hey, can you create a coding language? We'd love to see how you might do that. And so this is what I came up with. So I hope you're enjoying it. Thank you again for the follow. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you here. We are currently trying to get our application working. So here's our language grammar over here on the right. When we apply a function, it can either be an identifier, so this would be like f might be the name of your function, or it can be an anonymous function wrapped in parentheses. And then when we apply it, we actually have to pull out all of the possible arguments that can apply. So we get the first one, and then we aggregate it. We get at least one, and we can have many more. And so I'm going to write it this way first with this recursive, because this sort of makes sense to me. But it looks like we'll be able to do a tight loop on this. And recursion isn't necessarily this is going to be not particularly performant. In fact, this whole thing's not particularly performant, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for learn how to do it, and you can optimize it later. So I don't know that I want to do aggregate here. Instead, I'm going to actually we're going to pull out one here, and then I'm going to do from optional args in argument expression dot mini. So we're gonna pull this out and let's do a token on this. I don't think I need a token on all of this stuff. Does argument expression have token applied to it? Already does, so I don't need to do token on it. It's gonna pull up an apply func factor. It's apply func factor probably already has that as well. Is it a func expression as a token? Could probably put the whole thing as a token at the end there as well. Aggregate, I don't need to aggregate. So we have our optional args. And so now I can call aggregate arguments. Our first function expression, oh, interesting. Func expression, comma, I know we have at least one. This isn't going to be an apply function expression though. That's why I want to pull the first one. All right, so our first one is a new apply func expression, the func expression that's coming in, and then the arg expert. So this is sort of our first arg. And then we have our optional args dot to lists like that. Okay. So it should take this. Am I doing this the right way? So the inner one would be 5. Am I going the wrong way? And then I should pull out the next one. So if I have 5, 3, 1 here, this would be another one. I think I'm going the wrong way. I think we need to pull the first one off. This is why I wanted to use a Q. Args at 0, and then we're going to remove at 0, which is really, again, another really unperformant thing. So we'll tightly loop this. I think we can write a loop to do it much more better. Which is all right. So let's write this as a loop. So we pulled the first one off, then the next one's going to be 3. Okay. So we're just going to assume that this list is not empty. Oh, if it's empty. All right, so if it's empty, we just return the initial one. Otherwise, we have to build it up. So we're going to say for each I expression, arg and args. So we're going to loop through each one, and then we're going to build up func expression is going to be equal to this. Arg. So it should just build it up from left to right. So we start with 1, we build it up from left to right. And then at the end of the day, I don't even have to check for the count now. Return func expression. I don't have to do this check. Because if there are no additional arguments, this loop just doesn't execute and we return that. Does this work? Let's run our tests. Let's run our tests that we wrote to see if it works. So we have this function expression test. Does this apply function expression? Is this what we're editing right now? Apply function expression. Aggregate arguments. All right. Does this test pass now? That's we're gonna find out. Well, that'd be cool. It'd be cool if this test passed. This wasn't the test I meant to run. we have an unexpected parenthesis, which is bad. This is the one that I meant to run. F goes into 1, 2. So it should end up with an apply function inside for our identifier F onto value 2, and then another int 1 here. Let's run this. It failed with an unexpected paren. So my question is it failing on this paren or that paren? I will say that it's been painful to kind of debug the parser combinators, and that part of me wishes I had gone with a recursive descent parser, but part of my exercise here was to explore using Sprack, which is a parser combinator library in C#. I really like it. But debugging has been painful because I'm going, okay, well, let's run all of our tests, see if our previous tests still pass. Let's refresh this file. Because these tests were working before, so I'm curious if this will still work or if we're now not parsing that parenthesis. Let's run them all. This is our function expression tests. So I'm hoping simple application parse test. We're gonna see if that still works. Simple application parse test no longer works. Okay, so we're still, okay. So this just tells me that I've done something incorrect when searching for apply function expressions. Okay, so that might be a helpful place to look. Apply function expression, argument expression. What's interesting here is it should be with parentheses dice-lang expression. I'm surprised this doesn't work. Is it because the parentheses can't have space? Let's look at with parentheses. With parentheses, it's using my tokenize thing. I might have a bug in my tokenize. Tokenize with 3 arguments, searches for the prefix as a token, then the thing to parse, and then postfix as a token. And that's interesting that that doesn't work. If we manually write this thing, will it work though? So I'm gonna try something here. Argument expression has to have parentheses. Okay, so let's try to manually write this just to see what happens. And this is mini should return 0 or more, right? This shouldn't be required. Well, no, it's an unexpected close parenthesis. Hang on. Go back to the test. Sorry, my brain's all over the place a little bit. Unexpected close parenthesis. So it started parsing and it found the close parenthesis and was unhappy with that. Previously, it was okay with it. And I had it explicitly written before. Let's try writing it explicitly just to see. There might be a bug with our with parentheses, or this token thing is a bug as well. Let's try just that for a moment. Let's rerun this test. I usually just put token at the end of everything because it's the safest way to do it. In my mind, the safest way to make sure I don't forget it. All right, so we're still missing. That's fascinating. If I don't put, that's interesting. If I were to can I get any information by debugging this? Can I glean anything? I don't think I can. I think it's sort of just, we'll try a step into once this loads here. Let's step into this and parsing an identifier. I think it's fine to do this. So we get our identifier back. And so our func expression is just a label F. Okay, the argument expression. Token step. It starts doing everything. This is where this is going to become painful to come through. So now it's going to check for everything in our language. This is where the stepper has just been painful for me to get through. It should be parsing an int value. There we go. Oh no, not yet. All right, come on. Find the int value. Let's keep going. Eventually, we should end up, it's like an infinite look ahead parser, which is so non-performant. It's easy to write, but non-performant. Easy to write seems like maybe a incorrect statement as well. Oh, it found. I was trying to parse. What did I do? That's fascinating here. Okay, let's come out. It like found an int value, 1, and then it was like, oh, and then there's some stuff after. Something interesting is here. Let's come into, I'm gonna come over here to my func parser. I'm gonna get rid of this with, I think there's something wrong with parentheses. And let's manually do it from leading white space in travel the world 604 says hello, how are you today? I'm doing beautiful. Travel the world, how are you on this beautiful, what is today, Thursday, this beautiful Thursday? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. How are you traveling the world, my friend? I'm enjoying that Jern heart, my friend. That Jern heart's one of my favorites. Let's get some Jern emotes in here. One sec. Where's my Jern emotes? Jern emote. Nope, no, that's not Jern. Get some Jern emotes. Here we go. There we go. I'm glad you're doing great, my friend. Thindle, it's the captain of code. Correct. The captain coder, folks. That would be me. So we're gonna do. Oh, actually, I want to do open paren. So we want to find an open parenthesis here in parse.care open parenthesis, and then we're going to tokenize it. So we don't care about white space. And then from expert in diceling. Oh, this should be diceling expert inner. This needs to be an inner. That's what's going on. That's where my bug is. With parentheses inner. It's looking for the end of the text. There we go. Token that should get my other, this test should fix that test, please, maybe. Tindall says, wait, link syntax, yeah, I actually don't even know that anymore. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The way this parser combinator supports it, I really like it. Yeah, we're doing some link syntax here, which look how nice that makes this look. All right, that one passed. What about our other ones? Did this make these work? I'm super excited. Encho says, morning, Captain. Morning, Encho. Welcome. Oh, it works. Welcome back. Welcome aboard. Happy Thursday, Encho. How are you? How are you on this beautiful day? This is exciting, folks. We've got our function application parsing. Oh, we might be able to do some cool. We might have a Turing-complete language, folks. We may just have a Turing-complete language on our hands. Let us, and tomatoes, folks. No, let us give it a shot. Let us give it a shot. Travel the world, I love you, my friend. Thank you so much for giving me the bean water money, my friend. Travel the world. I adore you, travel the world. Yes, I adore you. I want to thank you for donating $3. Travel the world. Thank you so much for the donation, my friend. I appreciate you very, very much. Just so you know, folks, if you want to support the captain, not Kovo, Coffee, folks. One way you can do it is over on the Coffee. I appreciate any support you give. Folks, any support you give is going directly to the Learn You a Game Jam. I'm making you chuckle. I'm glad. Learn You a Game Jam coming up, folks. Coming up soon. The captain, that's me. I want you to learn how to create art. Why did that not work? Come on. Why are you searching for why? Why? That's interesting. There we go. Captain Coders, Learn You a Game Jam for great good. Pixel Edition coming up. In about 2 months, folks, you can get in on this. You can win up to $250. We're giving away $500 in prizes for people who want to share what they learned on their project. What did you learn? I want to know. I want you to learn something. Create a blog, vlog, or devlog about what you learned making this game, and you're entered to win $250 and one of 5 $50 winners. Just drawing anyone who submits a devlog, blog, or vlog, you are entered to win $50, just like that. Boom, just like that, just for learning something you're probably gonna learn on your own anyway. And then me and a panel of 3 judges are going to find the one we like the most, and we're gonna award that one $250, folks. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be doing more on it, but Travel the World, any donation here, that money is going straight into that pot for hire, not into the giving the award there. But I'm going to be hiring some tutors and mentors to help people learn something. So we've got some great tutors already lined up for doing pixel art. We got tutors lined up for doing Unity. We've got a tutor lined up for doing Godot. So stay tuned for that. I want you guys to learn something, and I want you guys to have fun doing it. But Travel the World, that's going straight to pay for those tutors, those mentors. So I appreciate you very much helping out. And welcome to the crew, my friend. Welcome to the crew. Let's see here. What do I got? What do I got? Oh, I think we have a working language here. I wanted to test out my simple die. Let's see here. Can I run this? .NET run simple die. So we might have a language where we can do functions. Oh, unexpected open parenthesis. No, I don't know exactly where that's coming from. Interesting. There might be some issue with my let here. Let's try a let expression. Let's do a little bit. Let's add another test here. A little bit longer test. We're going to do this one here. See if we can get this to parse, because that's very similar to what we have currently. Go ahead and pull this out here. Slippy Goat, welcome. I would like to welcome you to the crew. Yeah, my friend, welcome aboard. We've got a Slippy Goat in our crew. Yes, a Slippy Goat in our crew. I'd like to welcome the Slippery Goat. Slippery Goat, thank you so much for following, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Captain Coders Academy. I'll bait out. I'm not sure what that means, but I think you're heading out. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you are welcome back anytime, my friend. Thank you so much for following. Welcome aboard. So, test, parse, func in let. All right, so we're gonna try. Do I already have something like that? No. There might be a problem where I can't parse a function in the let here. So we're gonna try let fun here. So the resulting parse, this should be a valid parse, should be, I guess I could leave this whole thing here. The parse, did I already do this? Parsing, oh, my top level expression doesn't have applications in it. That's what it is. So we should do in our top, yeah. So our top level expression, let's go to our parsers, does not have, oh, it does have apply. It does have a, interesting. What's wrong here? Donnie says, what will you do the day you're flooded with new followers? It's just going to be a day. We're just going to sing. Volmancer says, I'm concerned with how I've been here a dozen times and I'm still not following. Well, Volmancer, look, you gotta sometimes you just gotta take your time and evaluate. But Volmancer, welcome to the crew, my friend. Volmancer, 2.5 syllables. Volmancer. Let's see. Volmancer, welcome aboard. Volmancer, welcome today. Welcome, Volmancer, to the crew. Thank you for following Captain Coder, Volmancer, my friend. I'd like to thank you for following today. I tried, Volmancer. Let me see if I can get a better song for you. Volmancer. Oh, why am I struggling? I can't. I gotta dig deep. Volmancer. This one's a hard one. I don't know why I'm struggling. Volmancer, welcome my friend to the crew today, and I welcome you. Oh yeah, welcome to the crew, Volmancer. I'm sorry I ruined your song. Volmancer, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Thindle says, I'm going to be a terrible person to put you on my second screen while I fly around the universe in a spaceship. No worries, Thindle. I know you have many things to do. I know people have many places to be, and we appreciate you using, being here at Captain Coders Academy. I absolutely love having you here. This test was passing, so really something's going on with this one that I don't quite understand. So we're gonna see if we can get this to parse, because this one's failing. Let's give that a shot. We know you have many places to lurk on Twitch, so I appreciate you choosing to lurk here. Appreciate you very, very much. Donnie says, you were just saving that song for a good day. That's right, Volmancer. Oh, sorry. Add points, Volmancer, for not having the best song. I'm gonna give you 500 points, my friend. Give you the power to fix all the bugs there. Good luck fixing your bugs. Volmancer, once you get up to 750 points, you can redeem another song. So I'm gonna give you 500. When you get there, feel free to redeem a new song, and I will be happy to sing it. And hopefully I'll be a little bit better there. Donnie says, I feel ever since Captain saying to me, I understand programming more than ever I did. You know what else will help you with programming, guys? Look, we have a giveaway going on. A giveaway. All you got to do is hop on the Discord. Come on down to the giveaways here. We are giving away a Captain Coder desk hologram, folks. This was donated to us by the insatiable MMO Pug. Look at this thing. It comes with this little remote. Any colors you want. Look at this. Boom. Boom. It lights up. It flashes. If you want it just to be a static color, you can do that too. Turn off the flash. Why won't you? There we go. If you want it to be a static color, you can set the static color. Get your own Captain Coder desk piece. And you know what, folks? This Captain Coder desk piece guaranteed to give you the coding powers up to 17%, somewhere between 0 and 17% increased coding powers. All you gotta do is hop on the Discord, click that little ta-da button there, and you're entered to win. And we're gonna be, auctioning. We're gonna be giving this away on set. Only way to get it. You can't buy these. Go ahead and hit that button. I will ship it anywhere that the United States Postal Service will let me ship it. So some people are like, well, you ship it to me. I live in Syria. I live X. I live Y. Anywhere the USPS will let me ship it, I will do it. Bullman says, I would 100% put that in my computer. I hope you say on your computer, but you're welcome to put it inside as well. It's lacking some RGB mojo. Yeah, we got to get it going. But it can be yours. All you got to do is click that little ta-da button. And when this happens on Saturday, you could be the very lucky winner. The last winner of this beautiful Captain Coder tumbler was our very own Retinator. How many of those exist? I have 4. There's only 4 to exist in the world. We're gonna be slowly giving away. Only 4 exist in the world. We're gonna be giving away all of them for 1 + 3 exactly. But the wonderful MMO Pug donated those to us. We got to get this going. I got to get to work here, so I really want to get this test. This should parse. All right, so I'm gonna do this to see if this parses. And see if something's just wrong with the library attached to it. Well, does it parse? It should parse. It doesn't parse. Unexpected parenthesis. I'm really confused where it might be part of this else. Let's try a 1 here. I'm assuming it's down here. It's having trouble with that application. Yeah, so the application in the else branch. If I named this F, would this parse? I'm really curious. Or with the space, does it parse? Does it need a space? It shouldn't need a space. Unexpected parenthesis. Okay, so we are probably, if I did just F here, What's probably happening is it's probably finding the identifier and then just stopping. So let's go look at our else, our if else parser. DieSlang expression inner. And so it's actually finding, yeah, so this can just be, so we have to do this earlier. The apply function, I think, and I don't like it being this very, very first one. We need to do this first, I'm pretty sure. I have a feeling that this one has to be the very first thing we try. Will this get my test to pass? Travel the world. It was so nice meeting you too. Enjoy your travels, my friend. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you are welcome back anytime, my friend, anytime. Enjoy your day. Volmancer asks, I know you just went back into focus mode, but I'm interested in the goals of DieSlang. I'm imagining a scripting use case for Lua for use in games or other applications. So let me show you how I'm currently, so it's called DieSlang++ because there does exist a DieSlang. So if I go to Captain Coder, coder.github, isn't there like a IO or something? Hang on. GitHub, Captain Coder org. Let's go to our core library real quick. DieSlang exists. This is DieSlang++. So in my core library, I wrote a little language for doing dice rolling in RPGs. And so if I can never quite remember how to get to this URL, so I have to do it this way. I should add a little bookmark to it, but this exists. And we can write, I'm sorry for the color scheme here, it's terrible, and I have very little control over it. Maybe I should just open this up in GitHub. The idea is I can write programs using just this. So 3d6 plus strength. In fact, I can even do 3d6 plus 2 dot simple roll. So I've written an extension for strings that lets me do dice rolls. And this sort of gives me back all of the results. So the idea is to do dice rolling randomness. So in a lot of games, I love doing dice rolling for randomness in my games, and I've written dice roll things a bunch as like builders and whatnot. And I really done it so many times. I decided, look, I really want a little language where I can do this and make my life a little bit easier. And so this is just an extension of that process. So you might be able to write your own scripts. So the idea here is, at least in C#, you'll be able to take some script that you exist, load it in, and run it to generate dice rolls and stuff. That's the idea. That's the end goal. And the other thing is, it was a suggested project. So our very own 100 Acres, I take projects. I do a new project here every week, sometimes 2 weeks. But I try and do projects here to keep learning and doing new stuff. Someone asked, hey, could you create a programming language? So this is sort of the idea that I wanted, is like, oh, this would be a really cool thing to add, is in native support, primitive numeric types that are dice notation. Yeah, this is another level, exactly. I was going like, it's just such a pain to build. So like writing a complex die roll was a little challenging. The other thing is that the results, the thing I love about the results is it actually gives you back, and I'm gonna make this language hopefully do a little bit more, gives you back a message that explains all the dice that were rolled inside and also the final value. And you can use this it overrides the plus operator for integers. You can just cast it to an int and it will use the int value. So you can actually do things. Did I do it in here somewhere? Yeah, you can do 2 times. You want to do 2 times weapon.roll. So the result can just be multiplied, be tossed into any math, any numeric expression. I was checking my tests. Let's reload this. Let's run them all. Hopefully putting this here doesn't break everything. Hopefully it doesn't break anything, is what I should say. But the most important one that I want to pass here, okay, it passes. Let's try our parse again for our simple die language here. And then I hope this works. I was hoping to get boom 2, and we can run this over and over. So we have a little interpreted language that is actually Turing complete. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. Let's try something else. I wanted to try, let's create a new file here. This is awesome. We're gonna call this example.die. The extension for the language is .die, by the way. Let's try let f equals function. I want it, so this is how you could do multi-argument functions. Is actually another function with y, is another function with z, and then this is gonna be x plus y plus z in, and then I'm gonna see if I can do f of 1, 2, 3. So this should give us back 6. Let's run example. Beautiful, folks, we did it. We did it. So now that we have this core language, we can add some syntactic sugar on top to basically do x, y, z goes to x, y, z. And really this just compiles into curried functions under the hood. And if you do 1, 2, 3, it just sort of does multiple applications like that. So this is beautiful. I'm super, super happy with this. I think we got all of the things we wanted to get done today. We added function type expressions. We added application type expressions. We implemented them. Let's get a commit. Folks, we done did it. We done did it. I can't believe it's been a while since we finished all of our goals in one day. Feat, add func expert and apply func expert. Boom, boom. You guys saw it here first. We crossed off all our goals today. You get 50 points for this goal, 50 points for that goal, and 150 points because we finished 150 goals for each one. So add points, 50 plus 50 plus 150. That's 250 points to everybody, folks. Folks, we done did it. All 57 of you, holy moly. That blows my mind. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Don't forget this code is available on GitHub if you want to peruse it. If you want to peruse it, this is an open source project. All the things we do here at Captain Coders Academy are open source, or at least as open as we can make them. So feel free to check that out, folks. Don't forget to join the Discord. If you want to be part of the Captain's crew, you can subscribe on the Discord to help support the Captain, or you can subscribe on Ko-fi, wherever you want to. Any support is welcome, never necessary. You do get a cool little icon added to yourself on the Discord, and it gives you access to the Captain's Quarters voice chat, folks. We're gonna find someone to raid, and then I gotta get to work, so I'm running I'm running a little bit late here. Let's find someone. Let's take a little looky-loo. Not necessary but required. Is that what I said? Not necessary but required? No, I have a lot of trouble giving promoting myself, but I'm trying to get better at it. So I try and do that there. Feel free to join. Not necessary, but I'd love your support. And all of this, really, anything you give is going straight back into the Academy, folks. Straight back into the Academy. We are going to go raid Mira Sonic Rex, folks. Mira Sonic Rex, incredible game developer. Mira Sonic Rex, folks. Creating an indie game where it's a game about a developer who's been making a game. They left it for a while. They came back. The game has continued to work on itself. Creepy stuff. Super cool. Check her out. We're going to go raid her because she's a fun place to be. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out. As always, keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you are welcome back anytime. We'll be back on Saturday morning. Have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday, folks.